Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rogue Hunters Podcast, episode 18. I'm your host tonight, Brian, and with me, I got our usual boys. We got Snickle.
Yellow.
And we got the Waiver.
Yo.
Before we get into all the topics, let's do the shameless plugs. If you like the video, please like, comment, leave a comment. Our links to the Discord, all our PSMPs, all our Twitters, the Rogue Hunters Twitter as well. Please go follow that. Are all below. Matter of fact, I think that's all of them, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. We got a few topics tonight. Microsoft's in our hairs. A lot of PlayStation. So let's start off. Games we've been playing. Who would like to start off? Snickle?
Sure. Shoot. What was last week? I get lost in the sauce sometimes.
Last week you mentioned, was it Avengers?
Yeah.
Last week was last week.
I didn't really play too much last week, but this week I did. So this week I started, I guess I started it last week, but I started playing Grid Autosport.
Okay.
I started boosting the online for that, which is, it's a process. It's just one of those games that takes a lot of time. You just got to keep chipping away at it. But it getting there. I'm so confused about this game because I swear, man, I look way too far into the numbers. The numbers don't make sense, but it's just me being stupid. But Grid Autosport has a platinum of a 2%, but then Grid 2 has a platinum of 3.6%. And Grid Autosport is 5 times worse than Grid 2. But I think it's because of the total game owners that each game has, because Grid 2's got 160 and Grid Autosport only has 37. So yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I started Grid Autosport. I'm probably about a fifth of the way done the multiplayer. I've probably played for 10 to 15 hours or somewhere in there. So I'm probably looking at to get this all done, I'm probably looking at 80 hours, which I'm not looking forward to, but whatever. I also out of the nowhere decided to play in Platinum Beach Buggy Racing, so that was kind of cool. Not really, but it's over, so it is what it is. I actually had an experiment with that game. It's kind of annoying to explain, but basically the game has the game in-game tracks your trophies. And I played half of the game on an EU version of the game and half of the game on an NA version of the game. And the trophies some of them didn't move over, so I was actually trying to see if I could get all the trophies without the platinum. But it didn't work.
And you end up getting the platinum, correct?
Yeah, I got the platinum, unfortunately, so...
Damn. That would have been cool to have on your list.
Yeah. And for you people that say that's not possible, it is. It happens in a few games. The one that I'm thinking off the top of my head is Rage 1. It can happen to Rage 1.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, it can happen. It's like a common issue, I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen it happen, so not true.
Yeah, go look it up. Go look it up. But I also was supposed to start last week, but I didn't. I'm gonna be doing it this week. Doing the multiplayer for Watch Dogs on the PS3 with Gridman, and then we finished up Enemy Front, so that's kind of cool. I'm glad to get that pooper done. But in my free time, well, I guess not really my free time. Basically, while I've been playing Grid Autosport on the PS3, I've been letting Car X Drift Racing on my PS4, AFK, because you have to get max level in that game, and max level is just stupid. So you literally just drift in a circle and get levels. So
nice. So a lot of racing going on for you.
Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, yeah, a lot. Too much probably, but yeah.
Definitely too much.
Yeah, and then Brian and I were going to start something tonight, but my internet, well, it decided it didn't want to work too good, so here we are.
It happens.
Yeah, but I think that's everything I've been playing. It's not been too crazy, but I don't know. I played like Beach Buggy out of nowhere just because, not really because Beach Buggy 2 came out, but kind of. And then I just downloaded it just to see what I had left, and then I realized that like I actually didn't have a lot left, and the reason I stopped playing it last time was because I thought the trophies were glitched, but I was like, screw it, I'm gonna try to get it anyway. Like, I don't care if the trophies are glitched. So but yeah, that's all I've been playing. How about
Not bad.
what about you, Wave?
I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon mostly. Midterms are coming up, so I haven't really been playing much, but whenever I get like a little bit of free time, that's what I play.
Nice.
I bought a bunch of other JRPGs recently that I want to play after I finish that game, but
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Do you have a big announcement to make of another game that you may have finished partially?
are we talking about Enemy Front?
Yeah. That's a big deal.
We all gotta mention it, Wayne. We all did it.
I guess I gotta mention it. Yeah, we finished Enemy Front. The game's awful.
Yeah, but if you play it with the M Classic, that shit is a PlayStation 5 game, so...
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, with PS3 going down now, there's no reason for me to get that M Classic.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, there is. There's always a reason.
Slickle's gonna be collecting trophies on the PS3 even without being able to sync them.
Yo, chill. If that feature goes down, I'm definitely jumping out the window.
So we're all making new accounts then. Yes.
No, I'm just gonna... I don't know. I don't know what I would do if that happens, but we'll talk about that later on.
Okay.
What have you been playing, Brian?
Not too much actually. I got the online done for Enemy Front.
Damn, we all got it
wow.
done. Shit, it's like we were playing together.
I know,
That's-
right?
That's crazy.
That was such a fun Sunday night.
Hell yeah.
The night before... Was it the night before we played it also, or the day before?
Nah, it was like
that?
Thursday.
Yeah, it was like Thursday.
Yeah,
We played it.
Yeah, Thursday was fun, man. We played it. We were playing with some randoms. We watched a few movies. That shit was fun.
Yeah,
That
super
was very
fast.
gaming. This is how we boost people. We just sit there, we'll watch a movie while we just mindlessly grind.
Mm-hmm.
We put on
That was
super
fun.
fast. That movie's so stupid.
Oh, we watched. If anyone's wondering, we watched Superfast, Meet the Spartans. Yep, Meet the Spartans, and then we started watching Borat 2, but we ran out of time, so we gotta go back to Borat 2 the next time we boost.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, if you ever join a boost with us, just know that you'll be watching a movie. But if you join the server,
Most likely.
you can watch it with us, because if it's on YouTube, we like watch it together. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We add everybody, so everybody knows, and everybody can just jump in. We all sit down, watch a movie, play games. It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
We have fun with it.
What else? Oh, and the only thing, and I did start up South Park: The Fractured Butthole on Friday,
Nice.
and I almost got the platinum in it. I'm almost done.
Damn, is that shit that fast?
Yeah, well, I know where everything's at. Don't forget.
Oh, true. True.
Brian
Like,
knows
all I
that
got
game.
left is to find all the yaoi art pieces. I gotta stop racism in South Park.
Okay.
I gotta finish the game as a black character on Mastermind difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
I need one more combat time fart. I need to beat up Morgan Freeman. Story. I unlock one more summon, and I should have the platinum.
Nice. I see that game was developed by Ubisoft San Francisco, and they made a really good game in the past.
The
What is
Smurfs
it?
too?
Yup.
Wait, what?
Ubisoft San Francisco made Smurfs too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
What's the problem?
I should go and get that platinum.
It was gonna bring up some dumbass fucking game.
You know what? I'm kind of disappointed that not every trophy has the word Smurf in it, because that would have been funnier than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking through like Ubisoft's games on the developer. Yo, I didn't know Ubisoft published The Cursed Crusade. What the hell?
They did.
Apparently it says Ubisoft Atlas DTP Entertainment. Oh, they did Venetica. Yo, see, this is where you just dive into like a fucking hole of shit. Venetica, that's a slapper right there. You know who developed Venetica?
In Ubisoft France.
Nah, it was the people who made The Surge and Lords of the Fallen.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Deck 13.
Deck 13.
So,
Whatever happened to that Elijah Wood game Ubisoft was making?
Man, I feel like Ubisoft just threw a lot of shit in the trash. Like, where the hell is Skull and Bones, huh? That shit just never gonna come out. It's just sitting over there in the corner.
Just sitting on some random computer inside the Ubisoft offices.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was a stupid idea, okay? They basically were gonna make, like, For Honor. This is what it seemed like when they first released it. It seemed like it was gonna be, like, For Honor, except, like, pirate ship battles. Which, like, I don't know how you make... Like, the ship combat that they had in, like, AC3 and AC4 was, like, good, but I don't know how you make that, like, a competitive multiplayer. And that's what that's what they seemed like they were trying to make.
You just actually don't know how you would make it.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like an open beta at one point?
No, I don't think they did, because I think they kept changing it, because like it's just a stupid idea. Like, everyone wants them to use the ship combat that they developed, because they literally used it for like 2 games. Then they took parts of it for like Odyssey and everything, but like that, oh, I guess Rogue used it too, so 3 games. But then like it never came back, and then all of a sudden Skull and Bones comes out and people are like, yo, this is dope, and I'm like, it's literally gonna be stupid, because you're literally gonna be doing PvP of like those ship battles. Like, it's gonna get so boring so fast. Like,
it's kind of like Sea of Thieves, kind of.
Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna be like worse. It would be worse because they would try to make it like realistic. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just want someone to make like a solid ass like pirate game, and I feel like that's what they were gonna. That when I first saw that game, I thought that's what they were going for, and then it seemed like they were like pivoting to like a PvP. But I think the last time they released information about it, it sounded like they were pivoting out of like the PvP side of it. So I don't know. I would love to see like an actual like pirate game, because
yeah, that would be a cool like single player game to make.
Yeah, there's been like
because there isn't like a lot of pirate games, like even before the PS3 there wasn't even really that many.
Yeah, I remember playing on like the original Xbox. There was like what was it? It was like fuck. Let me look it up. Xbox. I played a pirate game on the Xbox, and that shit was so good.
Like the closest thing I played to a pirate game on the PS2 was like the Sly 3 mini game. Where you like crash into enemy ships, and then you start a pirate ship battle.
The closest pirate game I played was Lego Pirates of the Caribbean on the PS3.
I'm gonna send you a picture of this, but
I'm saying like on the PS2. But...
This was the best game ever. We need a remaster of this, because just wait till you see the cover. But I played the shit out of this game back in the day. It was called Pirates: The Legend of Black Kate.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That game slapped, and she do have some, some things going on there, but that game slapped.
I've never heard of this game.
Dude, just look up gameplay of this game. Like, it slapped.
Huh.
This game was phenomenal. This probably, like, I guess another pirate game I played was, I played Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, I think it was Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. But I played that came out on the PS3, but I played that on the I have that on the PSP. I don't know. There's
This
just
game
like
looks
something
cool.
about pirate games. Like I feel like that would be such an easy genre to like make a game for, because it's literally like you have no moral code. But
Oh, I never have moral code. That's fine.
yeah, it'd be cool.
The
Yo, I just thought of something. Wouldn't that be dope? What if they made like a pirate game that was like, it was basically like Grand Theft Auto except you were a pirate.
That'd be cool. Just
That wouldn't be
fucking
too bad, actually.
steal fucking ships or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you would have like your own ship, but like you would steal, like that would be kind of dope. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying like, I guess when I say GTA, I mean more of like just an open world pirate game where like there's actually like some sort of story to it.
I would like to see like just AC4 again, basically, but like not
Not
Assassin's Creedified. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what I thought Skull and Bones was going to be, and like I think that that's what they should do. They should make it like a single player experience with like the combat. Dude, they should bring back like the AC4 combat, even though it was like dirt easy.
It was
No-
so much fun though. Like,
Yeah, no one wants to like sit down and play a game for fun and then play like For Honor and like have to focus that much on a single player game.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would
The
love to see
best-
this Pirates, The Legend of Black Cape, man. I'd love to see that get a remaster or a port.
the best pirate game is Age of Booty by Capcom.
Oh, shut up.
All
All right.
Anyways, but that's what everybody's been playing this week. Did anybody pick up anything?
Nope.
Let me check. I don't think so. I think last week I told you guys that I picked up what all those other like shitter games. So no, I mean the only thing I bought, which by the way, irritating, and this happened before the whole like store shit went down, but like on the PS3 store, you can't link like a credit card or PayPal to it. It has an error.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
So
like
you gotta buy like an actual PlayStation credit.
yeah, you have to buy an actual PlayStation card and then buy everything you. Shit's so stupid, man. Sony really pissing me off right now.
Wait, it didn't work for you? Because it worked for me. That one time I bought like a DLC on it.
No, I was trying to buy the Watch Dogs DLC to play with Gribman because there's an online trophy, and I just plugged my shit in like I typically do, and it didn't work. So then I had my PayPal and my bank hooked up to it. So I tried to use my debit card, didn't work. Tried to use my PayPal, didn't work. Tried to hook my credit card up, didn't work. I had to go buy a PSN card and do it.
Damn.
But Sony really pissing. I mean, we'll get to this later, but they pissing me off right now. They really pissing me off.
Understandable why they're pissing you off. That would piss me off too. Come on, like why can't your credit card or PayPal work? You know, that's stupid.
Yeah, they
don't want your money.
Yeah, well, that's what it comes down to. Like, and I talked about it in my trophy talk. Like, for them to leave this shit up on their store, like, you're basically saying like we don't want your money. Like,
right?
Yeah, you may only have like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people buy it in a month, but like, hey, isn't like $20 better than no dollars?
Exactly. $20 is $20.
Yeah, like, it blows my mind. And then they just try to sit there and act like, you know, well, there's nothing we could do. Like the whole name change thing for so many years. Well, there's really like nothing we can do about it. What the fuck you mean? Like, you could change your name on Steam forever. You could change your name on Xbox forever. I can log on to RuneScape and change my name if I want to. Like, this shit is not rocket science. They try to act like, well, we can't do anything about it. Huh?
Yeah, and the whole like PS4 not having like trophy tracking and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
when the Xbox does. Like, how is that not a simple patch that you put out for like your firmware to just implement it? You can put a patch. You could put a patch out that changes the way the tiles are set up, but you can't put a patch out that literally displays tracking of information that's being hidden behind the scenes. Oh, okay, that's solid. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes some sense, man. It really don't, because I really do like the trophy tracking on the PS5. It comes in so handy.
Yeah,
Sony definitely being fucking stupid a lot recently.
Yeah, they being the big dumb. And the thing that like pissed me off, I'll just talk about this and then we can move on. But like the thing that pissed me off about the whole name change thing when they did it was I'm pretty sure it got like leaked that like the reason they couldn't change the name is because your account was literally tied to your PSN name or some shit like that. And they didn't give you like an external ID. So like on Discord, like you get that little like the little hashtag and then the number next to it. And then that's like your unique ID tied to like your username. Like they didn't do that. Like, and I'm not saying they had to do it that way, but like you couldn't tie it. Like people obviously can't use the same email for two accounts. Why the hell wasn't it just tied to the email?
Exactly.
I just don't get it. Like, or if it was tied to like the username, why couldn't you just, when someone wanted to change their name, you changed the ID that it was tied? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like they're dumb about shit sometimes, and they act like, well, we can't do anything about it. Well, everyone else is doing it. You're the only one that's not. So clearly, it's not rocket science. But anyway, to answer your question, Brian, I didn't pick any games up.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I picked up a few. I picked up, it's going to be a ranting night for Snickle. He is all wound up. I'm just telling y'all now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the games I picked up were Unravel 2,
Nice.
Postal Redux, Party Golf, and then Sackboy's Big Adventure for the PS5.
Nice.
And then I pre-ordered Returnal, sorry. And Resident Evil Village.
Nice.
So that's everything I picked up. So the next thing on our mind is going to be server shutdowns.
Yeah, it's another one of my favorites.
That's Snickle's favorite topic.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why this dock is all jacked up, but whatever.
No.
I don't think it's anything new. There's obviously people talking in this forum about things that don't matter, but that's just typical. I forget they were talking about, I was looking at it today. They were talking about like games not being updated, downloading updates. I don't know. That shit, I don't even know why that was a topic that got brought up. Anyway, games going down. It's the same games as always. So, what's today's date before I sound like an idiot? Today's the 23rd. All right,
Today
cool.
is the 23rd.
So on Friday, Games of Glory is going down. On April 29th, Defiance and Defiance 2050 are going down. Both are unobtainable if you haven't started them, so don't start them. May 31st, WWE 2K20 is going down. June 1st, Switchblade's going down. And December 31st, NBA 2K20 is going down. So it's the same old.
All right.
You guys ever wonder, like, about how many games just go down and, like, nobody knows that they go down because, like, nobody's played them or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that's scary though is like you would think that, but I guarantee you there's one person that like knows. Cause like that's
it's just
like their favorite game, and they said I can't wait to sign on and play it today, and it just goes down.
I just think about like those games on like the PS3 that like not a lot of people played and then just got like delisted out of nowhere, and then that's when people find out about it, and it's like, I wonder how many of those games exist that nobody bought. There's like a very slim chance nobody bought them. But
Yeah.
I think about like the games that like probably nobody bought and just like is lost to the ether and like nobody will ever be able to play it or whatever.
Well, it's crazy because like you would think that about like Defiance on like the PS3, like before the server shutdown like happened, like who the hell was playing this game? And you got to figure there's probably like one person that was logging on every single day to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just told everyone, and now everyone knows. But
like, I don't think about a game getting shut down, you know? I feel more bad for, like, developers when they, like, put this game, put their hard-earned time, you know, make the game, and like, yeah, this game's gonna be awesome, and nobody buys their game. I'm like, I kind of feel bad for them.
yeah. I feel bad for the developers that are, like, because most games, like, they get bought. Like, either way, like, they're gonna get bought, whether it's by, like, 5 people or 5 million people. Like, their game is gonna get bought. But, like, I feel bad for companies like, sometimes, like, Rebellion, like, when they make games like, I'm gonna jerk it off for a second, but Strange Brigade, like, that game, such a slapper, and, like, it didn't get the play or, like, the buy that, like, it should have honestly gotten, because, like, I would love to see a sequel to Strange Brigade.
I probably would have never played Strange Brigade if it hadn't been Snickle.
Yeah, same.
But, like, it's just like, I feel more bad for those games where it's like Rebellion is like a good, like, they're a well-known developer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they make great games like Sniper Elite. They made, like, the Zombie Army games. Like, they make good games. Rogue Trooper, like, and then they put a game out and it literally gets, like, I'm just looking at it right now. It has 11,000 game owners.
It's such a good game. Like, the story for it was fun.
Yeah. It's just, like, that makes me, like, feel, like, worse than, like, some of the... I mean, I feel bad for, like, the people where it's, like, one developer and he gets, like, no one buys his game, but these people are actually, like, putting their time in to make, like, a solid game. Like, a game that, like, probably could be, like, a contender for, like, some sort of Game of the Year award. Maybe not the Game of the Year, but, like, some, like, subsection of it, and it just gets, like, no recognition.
Right.
Which is why I like to play weird, obscure games like that, because I like to find them to share them with everyone.
Well, I just think about like games that I would have never thought about buying and never even saw. Like, I never saw Jurassic the Hunted until I saw Snickle play it. I never even saw it, like, in stores from what I remember as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, a bunch of those games too, like on the PS2 especially.
Yeah.
There's just, like, 10 trillion fucking games on there.
Yeah. And
it's like...
That's why I like playing those games. But, like, for me, sometimes it's hard for me to pick them. Like, there's a lot of, like, dope-ass hack and slash games. Like the Blades games. Like, X-Blades or Blades of Time. Phenomenal hack and slash games. Like, Venetica. Like, that's, like, a game that you would, like, never even think of. But, like, people probably don't even know what the hell it is. But, like, it's such a good game. But... that you also have games that are, like, hidden that should stay hidden, like games like Body Count, where it's like no one's heard of it and it should probably stay that way. But I mean, there's so many good, and it's sad because, like, because I think about it on, like, the PS4, right? But there were so many good like arcade racers on the PS3. You had, like, hidden gems like Blur, like Split Second, like I would even say they're not really, like, they're not low key, but, like, I even think some of, like, the Need for Speed games on the PS3 are better just from, like, a physics standpoint. Games like Driver San Francisco, like, these games, like, people, like, don't even know about them or, like, experience them. But, like, we don't even get games like that on the PS4. Like, I don't have a PS5, but, like, even on the PS5, like, everything's either, like, realistic, like, simulation, or, like, stupid. Like, we got to invent some new, like, game mode. There's no games like that are, like, fun, like, from a racing standpoint, that are, like, fun, like, arcade racers that, like, literally anyone can pick up and play and have a good time.
I think the last good, like, arcade racer I picked up was on the PS4 was Dangerous Driving.
Yeah, that's a good example.
You bring that up, and that's kind of why I stopped playing, like, so many, like, racing games, because they became, like, so realistic and stuff and just not as fun anymore.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong, like, Drive Club is fun. Need for Speed got but something like Dangerous Driving was so much more fun for me because it just brought back memories of Burnout. And then when think of when you streamed Danger Zone. I remember staying up till like 3 a.m. while you streamed that.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
Just talking to you.
Well, like my cousin bought that Monster Supercross game or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
I remember playing like the ATV off-road games like as a kid on the PS2, so I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be just like those. No, you gotta like care about your weight and which gear you're going, and it's just so complicated.
Yeah,
to just get the car to go forward.
So like I played those back on like the Xbox, the original Xbox and PS2, like the MX versus ATV. Like there was like MX versus ATV. I think the big one was like Untamed or something like that. There was like a bunch of them, and like those were fun games because you could play as like you could play an motocross, ATV, monster truck, like trophy truck. Like there was all types of options for like vehicles that you could play as, and like that shit was so much fun. But yeah, Waves, like all of those new games, like the MXGP games, the motocross games, or the Monster Energy ones, because they're developed by the same people, I think. They're all like not like hyper realistic, but they're more on the realistic side because like you have to like one stick controls like the tires, like your steering, and then the other stick controls like the rider's like weight. So like if you want to turn super sharp, you have to use both analog sticks like to the left or the right, and it's just like it's kind of stupid because it gets like it's almost like too complicated.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. It's okay to have games that are like that, but like Wave says, like he has no interest in playing any racing games that come out nowadays because like they're too like hyper realistic to play.
Right.
A game that I played recently that I really enjoyed was Wreckfest, and I think it leaned more towards the simulation side than the arcade, but like it wasn't like
it's fun though.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad that like you couldn't play through. Like it wasn't like a Gran Turismo or like an Assetto Corsa, or like I even think Drive Club is like it can be a realistic game, but at the same time it's more realistic than arcade, but it's not so realistic that like someone couldn't just pick up and play it.
Right. Like I picked it up out of nowhere because I got bored that one weekend, and I really liked it. I'm not the best at racing games, but to me it was fun, especially driving the couch or the lawnmowers. Yeah, was really fun.
Yeah, a game that I would recommend like anyone to play. It'll literally I think it would make anyone feel like a professional like driver, and like really doesn't require too much effort, is Driver San Francisco, which is I think like the most underrated Ubisoft game ever developed. But
what I want a good kart racing game. You know, I think we talked about this on your stream the other night. Like a PlayStation All-Stars, only it's like a kart version of it.
Yeah, that would be dope. Like it's like a Mario, basically Mario Kart, except with like PlayStation characters.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day when I was playing like Beach Buggy and like when I'm playing like Grid, I just think about like kart racing, and like kart racing, they can be really fun games if you get them right. But like the game that I was thinking about that like I would love to see make a comeback, but I don't think it would do good if it did, is Mod Nation Racers. Like it has such a history to it, and it goes like so far back. But I just feel like if Sony was to develop it or publish it, that it just wouldn't get the attention that it should get.
It's also like Sony doesn't like they don't really publish quote unquote fun games anymore. They always have to be like these Oscar bait games now and stuff.
Yeah, which like it's fine to do that, but like when you said when it's every single game, it's just like so much.
Yeah.
Right. Like I do love a story-based game, and that's what I came to love about Sony, but come on, let's get like some like PlayStation All-Stars where it's just fun to just go in and just have fun.
Well, we talked about it before. Like, I think that games, personally, like the development cost is like way too much. Like, Sony should just dedicate like a section of like what, like they literally, who are the people that made Drive Club?
Evolution? Oh, they're dead now. Evolution.
Yeah, they're dead now. But like Evolution, I'm sure they took the employees and scattered them through. But like Evolution is a perfect example, and Sony royally fucked it up. But like Evolution was just making racing games. Literally just let them like let them develop an engine or give them an engine from another game and just say, make a game every year, make a game every 2 years, a racing game, use the same damn engine and just make a game. It doesn't have to be hyper realistic. It can, like, MotorStorm was not hyper realistic, and that is like, it's a pretty well known franchise. Like, there's no need for like the hyper realism and like everything's got to be Gran Turismo and shit. Like, I would love to see Sony make a game that competes with like Forza Horizon, like an open world racer that's only on PlayStation, but I don't think we'll ever see that. So
I was thinking about that like recently because I saw some tweet. I forget exactly what it was, but like Sony from PS3 time. That's like kind of my favorite Sony because they just were like make whatever the fuck you want type of deal. Like
yeah,
Sony Japan just was pumping out games left and right, and a lot of them like sticked, and a lot of them almost also didn't stick. But like now you'll never catch Sony funding a game like Tearaway anymore. Dude, not Tearaway. Puppeteer. You'll never watch Sony like funding a game like Puppeteer anymore. You'll never watch Sony fund a game like Rain anymore. You'll probably never see them like do anything with Gravity Rush anymore.
No.
And that was like only possible during like the PS3 times where, like, don't get me wrong, it was still expensive to make a game, but it's not like the tens and trillions of dollars that you need now to make a game and market it and all that. And I don't even know what's really like making the cost so high. Like, does every game really need to have these like insane graphics and insane detail?
Well,
like, probably not.
And you would think that as the time went on and like the technology is more available, that it would lower the cost, because like, and this is what I don't understand about making new engines for every single game. Like, if Naughty Dog has an engine that works, right? And because I feel like, I don't know if they developed a new engine for the PS4. They probably had to. But like, if they had an engine that worked on the PS3, right? Bring it to the PS4. I don't know if it's this easy. I may be talking out my ass, but like, just bring that engine to the PS4 and just tweak it, whatever you need to do, or just create a whole new one and use that for all of your games that you develop on the PS4. Because like, I think I honestly think that's one of the reasons. Well, it's one of the reasons why like Rockstar just doesn't, or takes so long to develop games nowadays. Another big reason is obviously like shark cards with like GTA 5, but like, I think part of it is like every single game, like Red Dead 2 comes out and it's a whole new fucking engine. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game, but like, goddamn, did you have to spend that money developing a whole new engine? Because now you have to waste resources developing an engine, and the developers can't even start like developing things because I'm pretty sure you need the engine created first to do that. So it's like it's like such a shit process, and then it ends up taking way longer, and then games cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I love to have those games, but at the same time, I'd love to have a little like almost like a shovelware game where or like an asset flip, that like you're pulling assets from other games or other engines and just fucking using them. Like, it doesn't, like, no one's gonna roast you for that.
And like, so many games, like, just think about like back on the PS2 or even the PS3, like so many games back then that were like quote unquote shovelware or whatever, like a lot of those turned into big franchises and like good games also.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the other thing with like the gameplay is like, if it's not broke, like, don't fix it. Like, why would you change it? Like, it's like, if an engine's working, why change it? Why develop a new one? I don't get it.
I don't get it. You're like, the two games that stick out to me recently for Sony that are exclusives that weren't hyper realistic was Concrete Genie and Dreams.
But Dreams was riding the coattail of like Little Big Planet. Let's be honest. Like,
that is true, but at least Concrete Genie wasn't like super realistic, and it took like a different art style to it.
Sony also like allocated no resources to like the Dreams marketing, because they were like, oh, it's not going to do well. Well, and it didn't do well because they didn't market it. Like,
well, and like, that's like, it's funny that you mentioned that, Brian, with the whole like the Concrete Genie being like a weird like art style. Like I feel like that's how it has to be nowadays. You either have to have like hyper realistic, super realistic game, or you have to have a game that's like abstract out your asshole. Like there's no in between. You're either way left or you're way right. And it's like, why can't you make a game that looks realistic but like plays like some sort of arcade game? Like I don't think it's rocket
Devil
science.
May Cry 5 or something like that.
And I think all three of us have played Untitled Goose Game, right?
Yeah.
I have not.
And okay, well, for a game that, you know, it's not the best graphic or wise, but it's such a fun game. And I'm just going around being a goose, being a dick.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. It was fun.
Yeah, I don't know if Sony will ever get back to like making like risky games. Like I don't think they'll get back to the PS3 era. I feel like they were just throwing shit out because like they literally had to, kind of. But like I just wish they would stop focusing on like all these like hyper realistic games and like all that. Like it's just crazy. And I don't even know like I wouldn't even consider like Ghost of Tsushima. I wouldn't even consider that like hyper, like it's not hyper realistic, but like it's definitely more realistic than like not. Like it's not like a hack and slash. Right. You need to pay attention to what you're doing, but like it still feels fun to play. I don't know. It'll probably honestly it'll get burnt out at some point. People will get tired of playing like crazy like narrative based games and stuff like.
Right. Well, don't get me wrong, I love those games, but still, that's why I'm kind of happy that we only get like 1 or 2 a year, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it like...
But besides that, I don't play nothing like that, though, either. I play, like, anything, really, baseball or, South Park has been my thing lately. Some comedy in it, you know?
Yeah, and I think part of the reason does have to do with, like, the gaming community, because if you look at, like, before The Last of Us 2 came out, or even, like, people that played The Last of Us, like, you know, people were jerking The Last of Us off as the best game ever made. Like, it has been a while since I played The Last of Us, but it is by far the, like, narrative-wise, one of the best games that I've played. But, like, we're also to blame, too, because when you have, like, a majority of your community saying, this game's fucking dope, like, Sony's gonna invest money in that, so... You know, and then when The Last of Us 2 is announced and people are like hyped for that, like obviously Sony's gonna keep trying to make games that people are excited for. But I think we're kind of like the outliers.
Minority. Yeah.
I feel like we're boomers. Like I just feel like it sucks because it's like you said. It's like either it has to be this crazy over budget AAA game with like insane graphics, or it has to be this small, low-key, stylized, artsy-fartsy game, and there's like no in between.
No.
It's like why can't we just have fun games anymore?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if like look at like the new Star Wars game. You know, I haven't played it yet, but like I feel like combat-wise, they were trying to go for like a super realistic game. Like from the combat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Waves, but like that's what it feels like. It feels like almost like a Soul.
Oh,
style,
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, Soul style, like super realistic, super hyper realistic. Like if you get hit, you're fucked. Like
yeah,
I miss the days of like playing Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 when I was just a like literal god and like couldn't be touched and like just hack and slash through everything. Like
yeah, I miss that so much.
But like, could you imagine seeing a game like that with like super good graphics nowadays? Like, I feel like you couldn't, because like if they try to go with like super realistic graphics and then the combat is not like realistic, then like it doesn't jive. Which like I don't know. I feel like it definitely could. Like
it can, and it has like been done.
Like
technically.
DMC5.
DMC5.
I haven't played it, but
yeah, like DMC5, and then there's that one game coming out. Well. It's been in production for a while, called Lost Soul Aside. That game like is a quote unquote like realistic art style, and is a hack and slash. But it's like now if you make your game like that, critics and other people are like, oh, it's not deep enough. It's stupid slash game. Like Yeah,
Man,
it's a
fuck the
fucking
critics.
video game, dude. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's meant to be fun.
It's a brainless game where you just have to tap X. 5 out of 10, too much water. Like, shut up. Like, jump off a bridge or something. God damn.
I can't see my reflection in the water.
Yeah,
0 out
like-
of 10.
Yeah, there were games
Like,
on the
not
PS3
fucking-
where you couldn't even see your reflection in the mirror, but it didn't make the game any worse. Like,
Not
Right.
fucking everything needs to have a motive or whatever. Like, sometimes the motive is just going in there and just having fucking fun and kicking ass or whatever.
no, that is
You
a
know
good
what?
point that you bring up, because like I feel like it is the critics' fault as well, because like if your game is reviewed bad, then you're like, oh, I ain't gonna do that again. Like, I couldn't imagine if like the original like God of War game got like reviewed in a Daily Critic, like, or even like God of War 2 or even God of War 3, like people would probably be like, this is a mindless hack and slash that you're just brutalizing people. Yeah, that's the fucking point of the game, my dude. That's the whole point of the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
And now the new God of War
Exactly.
2018 comes out, and like, don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but like, it's a lot more intricate from a combat perspective than
Hmm.
the older God of War games. And like, that doesn't make it worse, but it's like, why did we have to pivot like that? Like,
I wouldn't even say it's more intricate. Like, I would say fucking God of War's combat, like God of War on the PS2, 2 and 3,
Mhm.
is way more intricate than like God of War 2018 combat. The only thing that quote unquote like makes in the 2018's combat more intricate is all the RPG shit. So you gotta worry about your numbers
yeah,
rather than like worrying about which combos to do or whatever.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
that is true. They have their they each have their like comparative things, but like, I don't know. It's just like, again, if the combat wasn't like, it wasn't broken in the first games, why are you changing it? And that's one of the things that I was, luckily I didn't hate the combat as much as I thought I would, but I thought I was going to hate God of War 2018's combat when I saw it, because I was like, dude, I'm used to Kratos like ripping people's like head off. I'm used to him like literally cutting people's legs off, like, and now we're going to play as like, well, I'm going to throw my axe around a little bit and do some dodges left and right. And I got what's the son's name? Atreus or whatever? Atreus?
Yeah.
I got Atreus over
Atreus.
here who's going to shoot him with some air. Like, it just doesn't feel the same, which I guess is like probably what they were going for. And I'm not like hating on the game, because
Mhm.
the combat is actually really good, but like, it's just
It really
different.
is.
And I feel like that game faults from the same things that the new Assassin's Creed games fault from, where God of War Ascension sold awful. So
Mhm.
so Sony Santa Monica thought, oh, it's sold bad because people are tired of the combat. We have to pivot. Just like people said, oh, Assassin's Creed Syndicate sold bad. We have to pivot. No, it's like Syndicate sold bad because you guys fucked Unity up. God of War Ascension sold bad because it was a bad game. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fucking prequel. I hate prequels.
like, people weren't tired of the combat. It was just a bad game. Like, people all over the world will agree that if you've played the God of Wars on the PS2 and the PS3, God of War 1, 2, 3, Change of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, and Ascension, they will all say Ascension is the worst one out of all of them. And now you're going to make your decision that we want to pivot the combat because you're going off of the worst one that was released? Oh, okay.
Right.
Seems like a good point.
And, God of War is one of my favorite series.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the brutality of God of War 3.
Oh, yeah.
It's, oh my god. But, yeah, you're right, though. It feels like God of War makes you feel like you're the actual God of War, because you just go in and you fuck shit up.
As you should.
Right.
I have.
And
Sorry.
and like going to games like you guys were talking about, but like you feel like a god, like in Star Wars. That's why I didn't like Control until I put on where I couldn't fucking get killed in Control. And then I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking god, and just killed everything. I thought that was more fun than anything.
Yeah.
In Control after that.
It's just like everything has to be hyper realistic. What were you gonna say,
Yeah,
Waves?
fuck that shit.
What was I gonna say? Fuck me, dude.
I mean, like a good example of like hyper realistic, right? In a different genre. Look at the golf game genre right now. So
Okay.
the golf games that have come out recently, you have the Golf Club, which is a hyper realistic golf game. You have PGA Tour 2K21, which is basically the golf club, so still a very hyper-realistic game. And released a little while back was Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, which was released by EA, which was not hyper-realistic. It was arcadey. Like, what made the Tiger Woods games so good back in the day was how arcadey they were. People didn't want to go and play Tiger Woods and be like, oh, I gotta hit this ball exactly at, 85% power with a little draw on it, or I'm gonna, like, people weren't doing that. They were going out there, they were saying, I'm John Daly, I'm blasting this shit 400 yards, I don't care. Like, they had all sorts of crazy ass game modes. Like, look at the intro to Tiger Woods PGA 2004 with DMX. Like, that was not trying to be realistic at all. Like, that was the point of their game, was to have fun.
You know what all those games have in common, though, Snickle?
What?
I suck at them.
Nah, you wouldn't suck at the Tiger Woods ones, man. They were
But
they were.
You know what?
good.
I'll admit, Dangerous Golf is fun, but that's by the people who made Danger Zone and Dangerous Driving.
Who also made
And
Burnout.
then, exactly. So you know what? That's not really. It's technically a golf game, but technically it's more, to me, that's more of an arcade golf game, which I would like more.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Everybody's Golf that's out? I don't know anything about that, so.
It's just like every game, like, every game pivots, like, towards the realistic side. Like, look at, like, Madden. Like, when Madden introduced, like, the hit stick, like, that's when they were going for, like, hyper-realism. And I get that, like, they're sports games, so they should try to strive for that. But, like, then they take other things out of context. Like, I watched a video recently of someone who was comparing, like, a player who had like 99 speed in like a sports game to like them in real life, and they were like, they're literally running like 150 times the speed or something like that. And it's like, okay, so you understand the aspect of, if we're actually playing at the real speed, it's fucking boring. So why are you trying to make everything else realistic?
Right.
And like, I feel like Need for Speed tries to do that. They try to make a game that looks so good, and they try to make the driving, like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're trying to make a realistic driving game. I don't know what they're doing. The new games suck ass. Like, your main goal is, like, you're racing a car. How the hell do you make physics that bad?
Right.
So
I think that's why I like the MLB game so much, because it is just like actually playing baseball to me, like the pace of it all. So I think that's why I like it, because I am a baseball fan. Yeah. But also, I like, go back to Madden though. I prefer the Blitz games. I loved NFL Blitz.
Dude, I love Blitz.
Well,
I love the Blitz games.
That was so much more fun to me.
Dude, ask anybody in the world, right? Do a poll. I don't know. Ask people if they liked Madden or if they liked NFL Street more, and you will see the answers. Ask people if they like 2K or they liked NBA Jam more. Well, that might be a little bit of a stretch,
Jam,
but like,
hands down.
But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, people like those like hyper, like, unrealistic games. And at the time when those games came out, the graphics were realistic because that's the best that those consoles could do. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember NFL Street. I remember NFL Blitz 2001.
Blitz was wild. Couldn't you get in like bar fights and Blitz and stuff? Like, that shit was crazy.
Blitz is so. I remember playing that shit like on the 64.
I played on the Dreamcast. Yeah,
that's so much fun.
The thing I like about the MLB games, and you're probably the same way, Brian, is they are paced like a baseball game, except you actually can cut out like the fat that like people actually want to cut out, like watching people walk up to the plate. I don't care about that shit, man. Right. Cut that like 20-second walkout up. Like, I don't want to see that. So,
and the nice thing about like the newer games too, like I remember playing what was it, the show 19 or 20? I can't remember which one, with my buddy. But anytime like it was after the draft and all that, they actually updated all the rosters to the game too.
Yeah, there was a guy on one of my trophy talks that like asked that question, or he posed that like sports games should just release like one game per year and just update the rosters as you go along, because like it's different nowadays because they can do that. Back in the day they couldn't. You had to release a whole new game to put a whole new roster out. Nowadays you can, but I feel like they're kind of mandated by like the MLB is probably telling like Sony, like, you have to make a show game every year. We need that. Like, that's a stream of revenue for us. So
Right. Which understandable.
Yeah, it's kind of scummy nowadays because they literally can just update all that shit on the fly. But whatever.
I'd rather them just do like a DLC every year for, let's say, it's the yearly DLC pack, you know?
Yeah, pay like, $30 or $40 or something.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got all the updated.
Or like $20 for the update, and you buy the game for $40. Like, you know what I mean? Or you buy the game for like, you pay like $120 for the game, but it lasts the whole console generation or something like that. Like,
there you go. Yeah, there you go. That works.
Something
or at least
that.
For the next like 4 years or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely, I feel like there's something that they need to change, but they won't. So.
Oh, no.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Let's hear it.
I was gonna say, I liked God of War 2018. I had some issues with the combat, and I'm not saying like God of War 2018 sucks, right? But I'm just saying like, why? I remember when God of War 2018 came out, everybody was just shitting on all the old God of Wars, like God of War 1, 2, 3, and they were all like, "Oh, Kratos didn't matter. He was just a walking ball of anger or whatever." And it's like, just because
like
now Kratos has... Huh?
I like that walking ball of anger.
It's like... But I was going to say, like, just because now he, quote-unquote, has a better motivation or whatever, doesn't mean that the game is better. At the end of the day, the game is good because of the gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the gameplay in God of War, like, 3... to me is so much more fun, and I feel like there are way more hype moments in God of War 3 also.
Well, it's just like, it's just like, that's what I always say, like, that people always say like, oh, the narrative is the best part. Like, I agree that to an extent, like, the narrative is a good, like, thing to work, like, to focus on, but like, when you get tired of the narrative, what's left? The gameplay. So if the gameplay is trash and you're now uninterested by the narrative, you have nothing. You have nothing. And like I'm with you, Waves. Like, I like God of War 2018. Like, I was actually very surprised about how much I actually liked it, because I thought I was going to hate it because of the combat change. But I do remember everyone like shitting on it, like basically saying like Kratos had no motive, like blah blah blah. Kratos was, what does it matter? Like, you guys are looking too much into shit that like doesn't matter. I love God of War 3 starting with Gaia climbing up Mount Olympus. Like, that was the start of the game. You started the game fighting Poseidon. That was the start of the game. What's the start to God of War 2018? Oh, you beat the shit out of whatever his name is, realize he can't die. Like, that's not even comparable to the start of God of War. I don't think any game will ever compare to the start of God of War 3.
What
there's
I
no
really
game
about
really.
God of War 3. My bad, Waves.
I was gonna say there's really, I can't think of another game that had such a fucking badass fucking intro. Like,
and you think about it, God of War 3 takes place right after God of War 2. It, like, right as soon as God of War 2 ends, God of War 3 starts.
Yeah, it's like the second after. But like, you don't need to play the previous ones to I mean, it helps, but like, you don't have to like play them to really understand what's going on. Or you don't even have to pay attention to that shit. You just go in like swinging, like, and the gameplay's there to back it up. Like, the narrative doesn't even, like, you don't even have to worry about the narrative, and you can start, blasting.
I just feel like now, and I feel like it's mostly the critics' fault, if you want me to be honest, why so many games are like this.
It's critics and gamers, some gamers alike, but...
Now people just want, like, other non-gamers or whatever to just take their form of media more seriously or whatever, because they're like, oh wait, they're like, oh, please stop making fun of us for playing video games. We'll make our stuff just like yours. Look, it's a movie now. Like, no, dude, it's so many like badass awesome games happened because they're just allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. And I'm not saying like a game can't be realistic. Like, obviously there's a reason why people buy Euro Truck Simulator and stuff like that. It's like, but also like, why does it matter that my character has no motivation to just kill these fucking demons or whatever? Like, my dude is just gonna kill demons.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, people look way too like far into some stuff, like, and it's just ridiculous. Like, some of the best games just they're just good because like of the gameplay. Like, take like the original like Duke Nukem, for instance. Like, you think anyone was playing that for the shitty story that it had?
No.
Hell no.
No, hell no. It was the gameplay at the time. I mean, obviously it's trash nowadays, but like at the time, like that was the shit. Like, that game was the shit for the gameplay. People didn't care. Like, it's just so different.
I think that's why Doom 2016 was so much fun. Because you just went in and just fucking killed shit.
Dude, and what I love about like Doom 2016 and like Eternal is people were like, there's a lot of people that were like, why does it matter? Like, he has no real motive and all this other stuff. It's like, bro, shut up. Like,
why does motive have to matter so much?
Yeah, like,
and
it's. Did you see me fucking like chainsawing this fucking demon in half? That's what I'm here for.
Right. And the music. Oh my god. Wow.
Well, it's like the Hitman games were kind of like that at the beginning. Like, I don't know about like the newer ones, but like the original ones on like the PS2 and stuff were like, you were a hitman, that's what it was, and then they would put a little twist at the end, and then like Absolution comes out and they try to have like this super narrative driven, like every kill counts and all that. It's like, what? Like, I'm just here to I'm a hitman, that's my name. Nothing should be emotionally driven. Pay me the money and I'm gonna kill them, okay? I don't care who they are. Pay me the money, I'm killing them. And like I said, the other games did have like slight motives behind it, but that wasn't like the purpose of the game at the end of the day.
And like, that's not to say that a game can't have like a motive and like a good story or whatever.
Well,
because obviously, like, there's a reason why people like The Last of Us so much, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, I love the story in God of War 2018 and the way it harkens back to like the old God of Wars too, like. And I love the story in Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But also, it's like, don't let your story, like, just weigh down your gameplay. Like, the one thing I hate from The Last of Us 1 is the gameplay.
Yep.
It's just so fucking ass. But then, like...
chunky.
You go to, like, The Last of Us 2, where the gameplay's fun. The story's, like, a little meh.
And the combat's phenomenal.
Yeah, like... I don't know.
Well, like
to me, go ahead, Snickle.
I was gonna say every game should have like an underlying like narrative. Like, you should never go into a game without a narrative, because then like there are people that do care about that, and that can drive things. But like at the same time, like you said, Waves, that shouldn't be the main focus shouldn't be the narrative. Like, if you're making a movie, yes. Like, that should be your main focus, because people are watching it. Like, they're watching it, they're focusing on it. But like, when you're playing a game, like, that's not what people are focusing on all the time. They're also focusing on the gameplay and you know, and exploring and figuring out about the world, and not just like this main narrative. You know, there's side missions, there's all this other like shit to do. So
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, like what I was gonna say, the people that are a bit like putting down like the old God of Wars because of 2018, those are the people that probably had trouble fighting the Valkyries.
Probably.
Just saying.
Well, that goes on like a whole different topic about how like games are just easier nowadays, but like whatever.
Yeah, but we've been on a totally different topic ever since we started server shutdowns.
Yeah, it's typical. So
that was 41 minutes ago.
I mean, it's a good topic, you know.
It is what it is. Okay, well, we're gonna get into the topics, but I did want to mention something. Because I saw it on Twitter today, like just like very slightly, and I just thought it was like kind of funny. So I guess basically I can't find anything about it, but I think that like someone was saying that like Sony filed for a patent for the ability to emulate games and unlock trophies.
Yeah, that's an old patent, actually. Me and Waze were talking about it before you joined the call. That's what they brought out. It just came back up recently. But that's what they use for, like, PS2 to PS4 games.
Yeah, I saw it today on Twitter, and then I actually read the article, and then I'm like, this is literally like a 5th grader could have drawn this pattern with like a crown. Like, this shit makes it's literally like load game up, achieve something, trophy unlocks, end like whatever. And I'm like, what? This is like the dumbest pattern I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's an old pad, and it just became light again for some reason.
yeah, I'm trying to find like the image that I was looking at for it, because like it did make me laugh, because I was like, what? Like, what? It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, because it's like it's basically a patent for like what trophies do already. But all right, I just wanted to say that before we got into the topics, because I did see it today.
All right. Well, you boys ready to start the topics?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get down where we're starting. All right. Our first topic is Microsoft to put in bid to buy Discord for $10 billion.
Yo, can I just say something before we say how ridiculous this is?
Sure. Of course.
Twitch got bent over and shown the 50 states when they got bought.
Mm-hmm.
They literally got bought for like 960 million, and Amazon making buckets off of them.
Wait, Discord bought them?
Hmm?
Discord bought them?
No. When Amazon bought Twitch, they only bought them for like 900 and it was like 960 or 980 million. And at the time, people were like, "Oh wow, that's a lot." Now Discord's gonna be bought for 10 billion. Like, what?
I don't know. I feel like Discord's not worth that much, if you want to be
Dude,
honest.
it can't be. How? Like, what? How, they're making, obviously, the only way they make money is off people who pay for Nitro, but like, what else are, like, what other revenue are you pulling in?
Right. Like what? I'm reading the whole thing right now. Discord's more likely to go public than sell itself, one person said. So this might not even happen. But who the hell would turn down $10 billion? I don't know. But my biggest fear, if they do buy it, Microsoft does buy them. One, they're becoming more and more of a monopoly. And two, I don't want this to end up like Skype and just suck ass.
Yeah, I mean, Discord already, like, you can already download Discord on the Xbox, so, like, they kind of,
I was gonna say,
they kind of already have, like, that edge to them, which, like, I'm not sure why Sony hasn't implemented some sort of, like, app. I guess they just want people to use their in-game party chats, but, like, I guess they don't realize that, like, people have to own that console to join that party chat. And when you're cross-playing, people don't own the same console that you're playing on sometimes. But, dude, Microsoft has too much. They need to stop, man. They need to stop.
Because
Are you telling me that Discord is worth more than fucking ZeniMax? Then?
How much did they buy ZeniMax for?
7.5 billion.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of a slap in the face to ZeniMax and Bethesda and them.
Yeah.
Wait, but hold on, I'm confused. Doesn't Microsoft own Skype?
Yeah.
So why, like, okay, how about this? I got a great idea. I got a phenomenal idea. How about instead of spending $10 billion to buy Discord, you put a couple million into fixing Skype to be more like Discord?
Exactly.
That seems more of a financial, like, that seems like a more financially stable solution than to just buy your competitor. I guess if you can just buy your competitor, like, whatever. But, like, this is a perfect example of, like, Microsoft getting smoked in their own game, and their resolution is, yeah, we'll just buy them.
Yeah.
And honestly,
so
honestly, Microsoft should be ashamed of themselves, because Skype has been around for how long? And the big C happened, and what did everyone use to do their shit?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Bro, people should have been using Skype. Like, they've been around for so long. They should have mastered the craft of everything, and they got smoked in their own game. But the reason why that happened is because they're stupid, and Microsoft put all their time into making Microsoft Teams, which I don't know why they made Teams when they had Skype. So, I don't know, man. They kind of
don't they also have like Skype Business also?
Yeah, they have Skype like for work I use Skype Business. and then we transitioned to Teams, but I still use Skype Business because like it works better than Teams. But like, dude, I don't get it. You have the company that you have a company that has a like Skype has a reputation behind it. It had a good reputation, and then you like make a whole new like you're basically competing with yourself. Like what? Why?
No, this is what I fear is going to happen. They're going to buy Discord, and because Discord's doing better than Skype, they're just going to disband Discord and make sure that Skype is the number one.
That's
I don't think they'll
like a
disband
monopolistic
Discord.
move, though. I don't know if they can do that.
I don't think they'll disband Discord. If anything, they'll disband Skype because Discord is more widely known now than Skype. I feel
that is true.
I just can't believe like that's their solution. Like they get smoked, like they're getting smoked and stuff, so they just buy the competition, and then they're just like, yeah, it's like the whole thing with like ZeniMax. Like they're getting smoked, and like the Xbox is getting smoked by the PlayStation. So what do? We'll just buy like we'll just buy one of the biggest studios out there and all their IPs, and we'll just. I mean, I don't know if they're actually gonna like make everything exclusive, but like that's just their like solution.
I don't understand Microsoft. To me, they're just like, oh, we got big dick money. Here we go.
Yeah. So wait, it says Discord reached out to Microsoft to gauge interest, and Xbox chief Phil Spencer has been talking to the company. According to one person, the company raised $100 million at a $7 billion valuation last year, according to PitchBook. Still, I mean, $7 billion is a little different than $10 billion, but how the hell are you valuated at $7 billion? Like, holy shit! What's like? How many Discord users are there? And like, all these Discord users in our server, and I don't think there may be like one person that has Nitro. Like, there's not that many people buying Nitro. There can't be.
No.
Unless there's businesses
but they
that are
also
using
get
Discord.
They get a lot of traffic to the site, though. But still.
Yeah, but like their site doesn't have. They don't run advertisements. They don't have any sort of advertising. So like, even if they have millions of people, like, they don't have any advertising. Which is again confusing. I feel like their business model runs on buying like a premium. Like they offer a free service and then they throttle it and then get people to buy the premium to get like all the features, which is like common, but still I don't see how you have a $7 billion valuation and like you said, but then ZeniMax is bought for 7.5 billion. So you're telling me Discord is worth more than any of Bethesda's all of Bethesda's games combined? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who did the valuation? Like someone inside Discord? He said, shit, I wrote
Probably.
I must have put a couple extra zeros on the end. I meant to say 7 million.
But if you guys want to buy for $7 billion, go right ahead. You know what? Let's just make it even 10. Let's round it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Xbox has too much money, then they know what to do with. I feel
it's not necessarily.
They can share it to this homie then.
It's not necessarily Xbox. It's
Microsoft.
It's obviously Microsoft because of you know.
My brain defaulted to Xbox.
Yeah. Well, they get lumped
We know
in
what
it,
you meant.
but yeah, we know what you meant. But like, it's still like, it's crazy. That's like stupid money, man. That's stupid. Hey, look, like Brian said, y'all want to pay us? You can pay us. You could pay us all together $1 million a year. I'll switch over to Xbox for $1 million a year. Go right ahead.
Hey man, I'm down. Phil Spencer, buy us
I'll
and
achievement hunt.
Yeah,
I'll achievement hunt.
Sponsor the podcast. I'll switch everything over to achievements. I don't care. If you give in $1 million a year sponsorship, I'll switch it all over.
Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna work a day in my life ever again. That's just gonna be nice.
You know,
thank you very much.
We'll talk to the homie Macca. You know, we'll ask him what good games there are, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if you got stupid money like that, I'm more than happy.
I'll buy Xbox Game Pass right now. Like
I'll go find I'll buy an Xbox Series X from a scalper. Like if you paying with that, shoot, say less.
I'll find me a 360. I don't even have to find a 360. That's right. Holy crap! I still want a 360.
I'm gonna buy it.
I'll get me a 360, a One X, and a Series X, and maybe a Series S, and just let that mini fridge sit on the shelf.
Yup.
Well, man, they've got backwards compatibility, so you don't even need like the other two.
Yeah,
but I gotta rep the homies though. I gotta have them all in the background.
Yo, that's facts. You can just buy one console and play on all of them. That's facts right there. Damn, I can play Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005, right? Hell,
I can play
yeah.
Kong School. I can play the King Kong the movie game.
Hell yeah, I'm playing that with you. We playing that together.
All right. So Microsoft, give us a mil each. We'll switch over everything. We'll even go green. We'll stop everything blue. We'll go green.
A mil each, but it's per year. So and it's indefinite contract. So until we die, you got to keep paying. But I switched to achievement hunting. You can bet it.
Mm-hmm. And then can you guys buy Sony so we can get actual, exclusives?
Yeah. So if you pay us, we also need you to buy Sony as well. Because I'm trying.
Yeah, we kind of like having newer games to play.
I still gotta
play.
I still gotta play the new God of War.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima too. So like if you could just buy them.
And the new Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's no big deal. You could probably buy them, right? You got the money.
Oh, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I need another Horizon.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we could play Sunset Overdrive.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be playing Forza Horizon. Oh man, what a day.
Alright, well that was it for that one. Now that's it for Microsoft for this podcast. It's now all Sony.
Unless Microsoft buys us, then we'll stay Microsoft.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But by the time this airs, we are still Sony. Let's see here.
So
there we go. The next topic, PlayStation London Studio is hiring. There you go, Waves. Might be a sign of a new AAA game. They are looking for an animated programmer, a senior graphics programmer, principal online gameplay designer, lead 3D character artist, and a lead VFX artist. These are just some of the roles they are hiring for. Come be a part of their team. This is off their official Twitter page, actually.
Yeah, so I'm looking at some of the games because the first response that I saw on Twitter said The Getaway 2, and that got me hyped. So I'm just taking a little look here. Oh, they did like a lot of shitter games, man.
What games did they do, Snickle?
Like iToy, SingStar.
Oh, see, Waves, there you go. That's perfect dessert.
Oh, shit, they did PlayStation Home. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit, can we get PlayStation Home 2?
Yeah, PlayStation Home 2. That shit would be dope. I don't even see anything on, I don't see The Getaway on here. They did Blood and Truth on the... People are saying PSVR 2. Because they did PlayStation VR Worlds.
Well, that was announced. So, PSVR 2 was announced, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe this will be their studio that's going to focus on mainly VR games, which is possible.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that the way that VR should work, this is going to be my honest opinion. I don't know why they didn't do this from the beginning. I don't know why they just didn't make games and then incorporate the VR into it. Because...
you
know what I mean?
Really yeah.
I feel like games work better when you have them made specifically for VR.
Well, yeah, but
because then it's sometimes a disgusting child or whatever of Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 VR.
Well, yeah, I think that there should be time that goes into if you have for instance, if a new Call of Duty comes out, right? They should have an option to just play it in VR, and there would be ways there would be different settings that are applied. But I feel it's hard. It's a hard jump for someone to make when to go from no VR to VR and then just specific games on the VR, you know? And I guess those games can sell the VR sometimes, but I feel a more gradual introduction to it would be better for it, because it is a hard jump. By the way, this London studio did make The Getaway, so The Getaway 2, yes please, I will gladly take that.
I know London studio.
Did they do the Order 1886?
No, that was Ready at Dawn. I know London Studio has basically only done VR games for a while now.
Yeah, they did
Ready at Dawn, I think was bought by Oculus.
Well, so they did Blood and Truth and PSVR Worlds are like their recent games, but I was telling Brian that all the other games that they worked on were like motion-based games like iPet, and they also did like the SingStar games. So
it's very interesting.
New AAA.
But like you said, the biggest rumor is it's going to be a AAA game, but who knows?
I'm surprised Sony is like still investing so much in VR. I guess like it must have sold enough. I always thought it didn't because like that shit was always on sale. So
yeah,
I don't know.
It is weird that they're putting like so much R&D into it for it. It truly doesn't feel like that big of like an output. But I mean, I guess if it's still earning them money, or if they're still like trying to develop it, a PSVR 2, then it's doing something.
I think that the VR is still at not hit its peak or where they think it can be, you know? So they know it has so much room to grow, maybe.
Well, I think the VR it's a very particular peripheral to own because there's a lot of people who play VR that can't play it can't play it for a long amount of time because of motion sickness. Like they can play video games no problem, but the second you put a VR headset on, like it's game over. So I think like that's an issue. There's issues with like obviously like if you're actually using like the motion control, like I still feel like even though we've had like the Wii and like the PlayStation Move and everything, I still feel like motion controls aren't up to snuff. But
right,
like there's improvement. So I don't know. I think it's good that they're doing it because it's definitely like a new technology that should be looked into. But
I don't think gaming will ever really work with VR. Like obviously it's going to have its like hardcore fans or whatever. But I think like for me, I don't think VR will probably be like a 1-2 time thing that I'll like mess around with. Just because like it's new or whatever. But I feel like for most people they don't want to come home after like a long days of work and like have to strap on like a whole fucking headset and everything.
Right.
Yeah. And then they can play.
Yeah, I mean the only game that I played like that I actually played in VR was Drive Club. And like it was enjoyable, but like I mean it was Drive Club. I mean if you enjoy Drive Club, you're gonna enjoy Drive Club VR. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's more of like it can feel like a chore to play it sometimes.
Yeah, like I agree with Waves because I'll be sitting there, especially on a Friday night. I'm gonna get drunk. If I put on a headset and get drunk, if I pass out, I'm gonna wake up in a fucking VR world, and not know where the hell I'm at.
Like I think it's definitely like a cool like technology, but I don't think it'll ever be like, I don't think it'll ever be mainstreamed like the way that people want it to be. Not only like Sony, but just like people in general want it to be because it's just such like a weird peripheral, and like again it doesn't work for everybody, so it can't be mainstream if it doesn't work for everyone. It's
also like stupid expensive.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's expensive. I mean, when you're paying originally when the VR came out, when you're paying $300-$400, when you're paying the price of your console for a peripheral, it's a little too expensive.
Right. Like I don't have a VR yet, and I want to get a VR, but I might as well just wait for VR2 to come out then.
Yeah, at this point. I got a VR it was like 2 years ago when it was on sale. I got like the VR. I think I may have spent like $180. I literally got like the VR, 2 Move controllers, super hot, the boxing game Glory or whatever, and then I think that was it. But like I said, I've only played Drive Club VR on it. I've not really played anything else. I wanted to try like RE7 on it, but like I didn't even have like the energy to do that.
Like I want to play the Iron Man game on it.
Yeah.
And maybe do some of the Astro Playroom stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like it's a cool concept, but it just ain't there. Like when you play it, like since you obviously playing on like a screen, like the resolution is like poo poo. Like you feel like you're playing like a 480p game, maybe less. Like it's really like visually nothing special. It is cool to like be playing like Drive Club and sitting in the cockpit and like looking around and seeing everything. And Drive Club was cool because like the mirrors worked in the game, so like you could check your right mirror, you could check your left mirror, you could check your rear view, like you could check all that stuff. You could, if you had the space, you could turn your head fully around and look at people behind you. Or I might have to try that, but like you could literally like stick your head out the window. Like you could do crazy shit. But
I think like fun will be MLB The Show. I think that would be really fun in VR.
That would be interesting.
Like you actually like swinging and hopefully not like break your TV. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, like those things lose like their like luster after a while. Like that was so cool. That was what blah, blah. That is what was so cool about like motion controls when they first came out, because you would play like MLB The Show or Everybody's Golf or whatever, and you could swing it at first, but like eventually that gets annoying.
Yeah, it's
and
just
like the ones that I hear about when it comes to VR that people like the most is always like games where you're not even like actually playing it, you're just like kind of existing in an environment.
Like that would be kind of cool though. Instead of like it actually being a game, like Sony puts the money into for something that's not really gonna happen right now is like concerts and all that. Like you could like be at the concert while the band plays or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would be kind of cool.
like motion control though, like when you're talking about in like relation to the VR is just like not. I just think it's not there. Like just the whole concept in general, because I just think about like to the Wii, like when the Wii first came out, like motion control on the Wii was like it was innovative at the time, but like it didn't feel like it also wasn't like a gimme. Like you knew that you were gonna play that, and like every game, like you could play like I don't know about you guys, but like you could play like Wii Sports Bowling like day in and day out and be like fine.
Oh, that was so much fun.
And like even like playing the Wii, like that motion control, I had like people like my parents who were like playing video games like for the first time in their life using the motion control stuff. But like I couldn't see that happening with PSVR or even PlayStation Move in general. I couldn't see that happening.
No.
I feel like the only way VR will ever like become mainstream is if somehow you take away people's eye strain and motion sickness that some people have, and if you just literally make it where it's just a VR headset that you put on or something like that, like no wires or anything,
like more of like you put like a band or like a halo or something on your head and it tracks your head movement, but you're still like looking at your TV. Yeah.
No, like it's like just like literally a pair of goggles or whatever you put on over your head, and like all the computing powers in that. But like obviously, who knows if we're ever gonna get to that point? Like
you're talking about like a yeah, you're talking about like you're basically talking like a mobile phone like VR headset where you have like no wires or anything and you're just straight up everything's like built into the VR. Yeah, that would, but I don't know if that would ever happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the only way I can see VR working and not being obtrusive.
Yeah.
And there's like no way any of that's going to work. Like look at how big the fucking PS5 and Series X are, and that's enough to compute like these current games. Like you're not going to be able to fit that much in like a little goggle headset.
I feel like I want to say this, but I also feel like it's not true. But I feel like AR would work better because you don't have like that strain. But like they tried AR with like iPad, so but it was like only with iPad. I don't really know how you would be able to like incorporate AR into like a.
No, there was Invisimals. Remember that?
Oh, shut the. I don't know how you incorporate AR into like any sort of other game unless it's like tracks your motion through the camera, but then you're not really doing like AR. So I don't know. I just feel like
Eye of Judgment also.
That's true. Yeah, Eye of Judgment has it as well. I just feel like you said, Waves, like when you have the like having peripherals is fine, but when you have the peripherals with that have all the wires and all this other shit, like it's like so much. Like for me to plug my VR in and play it right now is such a hassle. Like it's more of a hassle for me to plug it in and play it than to just not play the game. Just whatever. I'll skip it for now. So.
Like I know with those controllers that they showed off in that one tweet where they announced PSVR 2, it's like those controllers are also supposed to be like, if I'm understanding it correctly, it's supposed to be like the Valve Index controllers where it knows which finger you have on it.
Okay.
So like if you wanted to do like one motion of like you just holding your ring finger and your thumb together, you can do that. Currently with like the Move, you can't do that unless they like have the buttons programmed to do that.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can do that, programming the buttons that way.
Yeah. And it's like that's kind of cool because like forever, like the whole, you would like put on a headset and you would want to like grab something like like you would normally grab something, but it always felt weird. Yeah, because you had to press like the Z button or whatever the bottom button's called on the PS4,
and it was just like a grab function. It wasn't like actually like picking things up with like your like sticking your fingers through something to like pick it up or something like that.
Yeah, but it's like unless the VR2 is easy, like no wires or anything, and just like an easy like pop on headset and stuff like that, I can't see like VR ever really working.
It's always going to have wires, but it's just the extent of like what you have to do, because like the VR now, it comes with like an external processing box, so like you have to plug that in, you have to power that up, then you have to plug in I think it's two cables into the box, because you got to plug like your output and your power, and like it's just like to your headset, and then it's just like such a pain. Then you got to have your PlayStation Eye plugged in the whole time, so it's like too much going on. But I mean, it's a cool gimmick, but I don't know if it's worth it all the time.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong, because like VR can be cool for video games,
Oh, no doubt. No
like
doubt.
If they can make VR work like perfectly, where your fingers are tracked all the time or whatever, and I don't know, like you stand on like that rotating thing where you can just walk on it and then you won't run into a fucking wall or whatever.
Yeah.
If you can make all of that happen, like that would be like the next revolutionary thing in video games. But it's also like, I don't think anyone really wants that at the end of the day, because that would, imagine coming from work tired and shit, and now you put on your headset and you walk in the fucking Orbis or whatever you want to call it, where you walk on, and then you have to play your game standing up the entire time. I don't know about y'all, but like when I'm fucking tired, I just like to fucking sit down and play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like an example, and I think it comes down to finances at the end of the day, but like an example to that would be like owning like a steering wheel as a peripheral, right? Because like when you own a steering wheel, there's many layers to it, right? You can buy just a basic steering wheel and mount it to your desk, or you can buy a steering wheel and then spend a couple extra $100 and get a stand for it, or you can buy a steering wheel and spend $1,000 and get like a full like rig for it, where like you have like a nice chair and you're actually sitting in like an actual like car position, or you can spend thousands of dollars and get that device that like turns and shit when you turn your car, and like it has like basically like the physics, and it makes you feel like you're actually in the car with the movements. Like there's levels to it, and I feel like VR is just on like level 1 right now.
Yeah.
But like, who the hell is gonna use it up to like the Mac? Like you're talking about like a device where like, because I know what you're talking about, ways when like you walk on it but you're not actually walking. But like,
yeah,
dude, that's not gonna be something that is gonna be accessible to everybody financially. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
So is it worth
like
putting the
you
R&D
need like a
in
whole
to not get the money back at the end of the day?
It's like, and you also need like a whole room to get like a good VR experience. You need like a whole room just dedicated to it, basically.
Yeah, and most people just leave their consoles in like a family room or something. So like, you really think people are gonna want to have like a whole rig down in their family room because they want to play VR? Like, hell no.
Oh hell no, not at all.
Like shit. When I was younger, I had a steering wheel for like the original Xbox, but every time I was done playing a game, that motherfucker had to be packed right back up and go away and not seen. Like, you're not gonna be able to do that with like a huge ass like VR rig. Like,
exactly.
I just don't know like if this is really worth Sony's R&D, but I don't know. I remember like a few years ago. Wait, what's up?
I was gonna say they may be too deep, so they're gonna just keep going.
I wonder if they're like doing the technology so like that they can sell it later or something like that.
That could be true, but I feel like they're not like patenting anything. Like they're not making anything new.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. They may be too far in and they're like, shit, we can't stop because we'll look like idiots, but so we gotta keep going. I mean, you look like an idiot either way, so I mean, keep doing what you're doing. Shit, they gonna turn into THQ where like they come out and they're like, fuck, we have no finances. We've put all of our money into developing a VR, just like THQ was like, yeah, the U-Draw tablet's a great idea.
Let's hope that's not true.
That is true. Microsoft would need $1 million.
The thing I want them to invest R&D in, and like it has been stuck in my mind ever since I heard like Mark Cerny talk about it at a PSX one day. It was like he talked about making AI so realistic in a way where they can respond to you like different every time you talk to them.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool.
Like invest in AI like that and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if VR is like really worth it. Like making like more intelligent AI where you can like tell them anything through a mic or something, and they say whatever back, but it's different every single time, and it's not like programmed in or whatever. You can do like awesome shit with that. Like you could actually make good procedurally generated like quests with that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. You could even make like games as a service actually feel like worth playing.
Service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not just doing the same shit, and it's not everyone's not doing the same shit over and over again. But
right. No,
I mean, I agree. I would like to see like R&D into that stuff and not. I just feel like VR, it's been this way since it came out. Like, I just feel like it's a gimme. Like, everybody that I know everyone that I know that owns one has either sold it by now or it just collects dust in the corner. Like, there's no one actively playing VR every single day or even like every single week or every single month. Like, people buy it, play it for one game, put it in the corner.
Like, the most I've seen someone personally in my life play it is when they first got it and they played it a shit ton, and then like a week or two after they got it, they just never really touched it again.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like I do know like some hardcore VR fans where they only play like VR games, but it's like 1 in 5 every single time. Like, out of the 5 people that I know that have VR headsets, it's only one.
Yeah.
That really like gets into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that the VR like hype would be done by now. Like, I don't even know who's asking for it, but whatever. Keep doing you, Sony. Keep doing you. All right.
That was it for the PlayStation London studio. On to the next quick topic. We will have PlayStation 5 apparently has sold 6 million units worldwide already.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Wonder how many of those are scalpers.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's still a sale for Sony.
Yeah.
I want to know like how many do people actually have, or like
like how many are actually being used right now?
Yeah, like there has to be not that many where people actually own them.
I would just,
and it's not just like scalpers.
I would just love to see a stat of out of those 6 million, how many were actually like people bought them and used them, and how many people bought them and resold them.
Right.
There has to be some kind of metric that Sony has where like they can see whatever active users currently on the PS5 or whatever.
Dude, it it just blows my mind how hard they still are to get. Like, I like every single time there's a drop for them, I'm on that shit, and I still not even close. Like literally every time. And like PlayStation Direct does drops not actually that often. They did one today, but like I even got in there like the second that it started, and it was like over an hour wait. And it's like, and on PlayStation Direct you have to sign into a PSN account to buy it. So you would think that you wouldn't be able to double buy. If you've already bought one, Sony would be like, nah, you have one already. Why do you need another one? But I also think Sony doesn't care. They just want their $500 and they're out.
Right.
So yeah, no, the whole situation like sucks. Like just not being able to, buy one. Like there are people out there that genuinely want to play like a PS5 game, and like to be honest, like there isn't that many like PS5 worthy games yet. But it's like also like fuck, these dudes are just taking away like this chance for these people like play these games that they want to play. Like,
yo, shit just makes me laugh that like people bought these things from scalpers for like $900 to play like COD. Like you could have built a PC that was better for $900 or like equivalent, and like had so much other shit to play, but you literally spent $900 buying it secondhand from a scalper to play COD with your friends. Like, okay, sure, do you?
You do you, man.
Yeah,
right.
But
you don't ask, but you do you.
I do think
buy it for like COD or like NBA also.
Yeah, yeah, COD, NBA, like Rainbow, like and any of those like PvP games. I guess that's all that's really out there, so it doesn't really matter. But Madden, buying this shit for a sports game, like goddamn. But I just think like, well, we've been talking about it for a while. They definitely handled this whole like release like poorly, and it's not necessarily their fault, and it's not necessarily like the provider's fault, because I think it probably is kind of hard to stop a scalper or like bots, but like I don't know, they dropped the ball. And it also has to do that with like things being sold, online. If you had to physically go to a store to pick these consoles up, I don't think there would be an issue.
Right.
Oh,
but
yeah, no, definitely.
The fact that like 100% of these sales are online just makes it so much like people who have bots, like anyone can download a bot and buy one. And like that's the sad reality of it. But like by this time, when the PS4 came out, by this time I already had one. I literally could have gone. I went in like January or February, over to a GameStop and bought one with no problem at all. But the PS5 is still, I can't get it from anywhere. So.
That's crazy. It really is.
Yeah, I would love to see a statistic though on how many are actually
being used,
or how many were bought and not resold secondhand. That would be an interesting statistic, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they could track the secondhand stuff. I really don't.
I'm sure secondhand they can't like track, but I feel like we'd get a good idea of like how many are actually in people's hands.
Shoot, they might be able to track it because I was reading all these articles, off topic. I was reading all these articles about how the government was tracking how people are spending their stimulus check, and I'm like, how the hell are you tracking that? You're giving people like a check that's going into their bank account, and then what are you just assuming that all the money that they spend after it is from their stimulus?
Hell no, mine's still in my account.
And then people were getting mad. They're like, "What? You gave us a stimulus check? We stimulated the economy." Like they were saying that the people were buying like tigers and shit with their money, and they're like, "Well, we stimulated the economy. What does it matter?"
Oh my God.
Shit, if I got a Stimmy, I would buy a Tiger. Like,
Hell yeah. I don't know if you can get one for
I
$1,400.
gotta use this stimulus check to get my first stimulus check off the roof.
I saw a meme or whatever where they're like, "Damn, I got a Stimmy. Let me get that meal as a large."
Yeah, there's so many memes of like people saying that shit. They're like, the big one is like the McDonald's one where people are like, you go into the McDonald's and you're like, I want a McFlurry, and they're like, the ice cream machine's down there. They said, how much will it cost to repair that? There's like the memes are the best part of this shit. I still haven't got my Stimmy yet, but
I got mine last Wednesday.
You might get it tomorrow.
I don't have direct deposit. I wait for like a live check, but
gross.
Yeah, but I just found that statistic funny because I'm like, how's the government tracking? Like, they're literally giving you a check. Are they just assuming that any like big purchase you make after you like deposit your stimulus? But like, how are they tracking what the hell you're buying? Like, what?
I think the only thing I bought with my stimulus check is TGI Fridays.
You know where my stimulus check went to? Paying off all my car parts that I bought. That still haven't gone on my car.
There you go.
But
yeah, the rest is going towards my car because the car's almost paid off. So
yeah, this next one's gonna go to some credit cards, and then I'm out with that. So
hell yeah.
But
yeah, we're gonna be responsible.
Yeah, I gotta be a responsible adult. I can't be buying a Tiger. Well, I guess once I pay my credit cards off, I guess I can buy a Tiger.
Well, if you pay off the credit card, you can buy more games.
No, I gotta stop, man. I keep buying games and I don't play them.
Snickle, you gotta buy the whole PSN store. Like.
Bro, I need to. I have like 3 months or something. 4 months. I got 4 months to buy the whole PlayStation 3 store. We're gonna get to that one. It's gonna be a juicy ending today.
Snickle's gonna go to a bank, ask for a loan. They're gonna ask, what do you want the loan for? Well, I gotta buy every game off the PlayStation store.
I'm buying the PlayStation store from Sony.
Snickle's gonna buy everything, and then Sony's gonna be like, "Oh, you can't re-download your game."
And that's when I jump out the window.
Oh, jeez.
No, we'll get to that topic. We'll get to that's coming up.
Yeah, we're almost there. We got one more topic before that. This one is actually a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, please. Apparently, the trophy list sort of hit for the Prince of Persia Remastered, and it's going to have 25 trophies.
Before we get... Is this Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands? Is that what the remaster is?
The Sands of Time.
Sands of Time, okay.
I keep forgetting that game's getting remade.
So I forgot all about it until I came across it.
So it's going to have more trophies than the PS3 version?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because it's like a whole remake.
Right? Yo, this game has literally... Yeah. This game got announced like over a year ago. Like, what... Are they developing a new engine for it? God damn, what are you guys doing?
Well, I know they delayed it because a lot of people kept bitching about the art style in the game.
Oh my god, here we go, man. Here we go. Just let them make the game, man. Just let them make the game. I do want to play the old Prince of Persia games, though, now that we're talking about this. They all kind of easy, too.
Just let him make the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this goes back to our whole thing before. Like, gamers and critics like influence games too much. Just let them make the fucking game. Like, just let them make it. Like, oh Jesus Christ! I'm on this page looking at this thing, and now it says Lara Croft might be coming to Fortnite. Who else is coming to this damn game?
Oh, she is.
I think she already is.
God. Can we just cancel video games? Like, Jesus.
Today's just gonna be a conniption fit for Snickle.
It really is, especially once we start the next topic.
I might just call off work tomorrow.
I wish I could.
Dude, this is... I just don't like. If developers cared so much what people think of their game, like games would never come out. Like, just stop worrying about what people are saying. Like,
right.
Your name is on the game. Make it the way you want to make it. Like, shit is ridiculous.
It really is.
But
yeah,
I'm low-key kind of looking forward to this remake, but I don't know. Are they developing a new engine?
I have no clue. I don't know nothing about this game.
Ubisoft doesn't usually.
No, they use their same. They'll use like a tweak of something else, which is props to them because they actually do that.
I was seeing like I saw a tweet recently where they were giving shit to Ubisoft about like reusing some asset or whatever. It's like you guys fucking know that's how games are made, right? Like they don't make brand new shit every single time. Like every single time they make brand new shit, every single time it takes fucking forever to make it. Like these people are the reason why games take so fucking long to make.
Yeah. Oh, so what? They can't use an asset from another game because you saw like it doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter. Like shit, I guess we can't have sequels anymore. They using assets, man. They using the same character. Can't do that. Can't do it.
It's like if I complained about seeing the fucking mannequin from Resident Evil 7 and Devil May Cry 5, like, oh, they reused the asset. Like, shut up, dude. Like,
yeah, I hate that. I hate when people talk about shit like that because like that's just like such an ignorant thing to say because like people are just so like unknowledgeable of like how much time actually goes into like creating those assets, and it's not like they can just like, well, all they have to do is just click an enter button and it'll produce some. No, that's not how it works. Like time and money goes into developing all of those assets. It's not just a simple 2 clicks and it's made. But like, yeah, they've used the same like engine wise, they've used the same engine for like all of the Assassin's Creed games. I'm
sure they tweak it in some way. But...
Yeah, they definitely tweak it. But like, ever since like Unity, really, they've all been like the same. They run on the same engine, tweaked, and then even like, well, we were talking about it one week, but like even like Odyssey and I guess mainly Odyssey. Odyssey uses like animations from like the old multiplayer games. So,
yeah,
they reuse assets, and I think it's fine. Like, I'm totally fine with that, man. I'll take an AC every year that reuses assets compared to GTA 5 that's now being released on its 3rd generation of consoles.
I just hate when people are like that. Like, yeah, they fucking reuse the map, and yeah, the game's $60 because it's brand new fucking content. Just because it's the same fucking map doesn't mean it's the same fucking game. Like,
wait,
right.
but wait, doesn't this go against what we were talking about earlier when people are so tied to the narrative? Wait, but it's the same map, but it just has a new narrative. Why are we not focusing on the narrative now, huh? Come on now, guys. Can we pick a side to play on? Like, it was like when people were like shitting on Far Cry Primal because like they were like, hold on, Far Cry Primal uses the same map as a Far Cry 4. Yeah, but did you pay attention to anything else in Far Cry Primal? It uses the same map because they literally developed their own language in the game. Did you even play the game? Like, did you experience the game at all?
I would even say it uses the same map. Like, yeah, it uses the same layout. Like, the river's in the same place or whatever. The river's in the same place or whatever. But there's one big thing missing in, like, Far Cry Primal. There's no buildings.
But
most of it's like lush forests and shit. Like,
I just had
volcanic areas.
I just had a big brain idea though. Maybe that was on purpose because Primal was supposed to be the map from Far Cry 4, but just all of those years ago. Big brain move, and Ubisoft didn't even say it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
No, but it's like, come on, can we pick a side? Like, you got these people that are like, games are all about narrative, blah, 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 blah. And then you got these people that are like, but they're reusing the same assets. Well, which one do you want? You can't have both of them. Like, you can't. So pick what you want, or you're gonna get it in the middle. What do you want? Or you're gonna get a game that has all narrative and new assets, but you're gonna get it once every 10 years. So what do you want? Pick which one you want.
God.
But anyway,
that's
back
just
to the topic.
So annoying. Like,
I am looking forward to this remake because I do like remakes, and this is going to kind of tie into the next topic because I was thinking about this today, but I do like remakes to an extent, but I feel like remakes almost make the original version of the game obsolete to an extent. Like, for instance, the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. You can still play it on like modern day consoles with trophies. Does it visually look as good as like a new game? No. But you can still play the game. But now that they're gonna make a remake, it almost makes the one from the trilogy on the PS3 like obsolete. Unless you want to, go back and get more trophies. But like, if all you care about is the game, the narrative, like it almost makes the re-release that they did that was essentially a port before obsolete.
I don't know. I'm getting tired of remakes, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm starting to get there.
I agree with you.
There's just like, I was getting tired of remakes a while ago. Like, there's just so fucking many. It's like,
yo, I have a great idea. Instead of remaking games, why don't you just make your consoles backwards compatible?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like if you make it backwards compatible, you don't have to make remakes. If people don't want to play the game because it looks like ass, oh well. That's on them. Like, they literally make remakes to make the game visually look better and then tweak a few things with the controls probably. If they have to modernize them. But, like, it's literally for visuals.
I feel like I'm also, like, I guess a purist or whatever, a quote-unquote purist. Like, I feel like a lot of what made those games great back then is, like, a lot of the shitty things that people don't like about them now. It's like...
Well, yeah, that's how they got the reputation that they got.
Yeah, it's like, if you remake it, take away all that stuff, it's like, is it even that game anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about that with, like, the Mafia Definitive Edition, because, like, if you compare Mafia to Mafia Definitive, like, they're not even... Yeah, the narratives are somewhat the same, but, like, the Definitive Edition misses out on stuff. It plays on a whole different engine. The map is completely... like, the gunplay is different. Like, are you actually playing, like, the same game anymore?
Yeah. I'd much rather prefer, like, remasters or whatever.
Or ports, like, yeah.
Just ports or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, whatever they were doing on the PS2 to PS4.
Dude, why can't
I would much rather, like, prefer that than, like...
Why can't...
It's also, like, they... Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, why can't they do that? Like, that's such a good point. Like, just... I feel like that's so much less work.
I feel like it's less work, and it also doesn't take away, like, studio teams from, like, the big games that they're working on or whatever.
Yeah, you can literally give an intern that job, like... Well, maybe not an intern, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to give, like, someone that's, like, has, like, 20 years experience and, like, the job to, like, port it. Like, someone new at the company could do it.
Like, the only ones I like their remakes, really, is Blue Point, and that's because they're literally just the same game, but with, like, better assets. Yeah. And, like, even then, it's like, I don't know, like, I'd rather Blue Point just make a different game, like, a brand new game that they want to make or whatever, but...
Yeah,
I agree on that one.
I agree with the... I don't know why they just don't port them. Like, the ports, you keep the nostalgia factor of a game. You keep all of that. And it's less time, it's less resources. Like, okay, what, people are gonna bitch that the graphics aren't good? Well, they're not supposed to be. The game came out in 2000 whatever.
Yeah.
Like, a good example of that is, like, San Andreas, right? So, like, San Andreas on the PS4 was a straight port. But if you play the PS3 version of the game, it's not a port. It's like a re-release of the remaster that they tried to make for the iPhone or whatever, or mobile. So it's literally like a completely different game, but, like, the port is still better. Like, literally just moving it from the PS2 to the PS4 is, like, that's, like, the best way to play the game. And like,
yeah, no, definitely.
And even though I say that, like, I do like when they like mix, or like when they fix some of the controls to modernize them, I also feel like you said, Waves, like that's part of the experience of the game. Like GTA 3, you don't have like a free moving camera in third person. It's just a feature that's not in the game.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want to play a game with that kind of controls, then you don't want to play GTA 3. You want to play GTA 4. Or you want to play GTA 5.
Yeah.
Right.
That shittiness, like quote unquote shittiness in GTA 3 is what makes it GTA 3. If you take that away, there's just fucking GTA 4 or whatever.
Right. I want the nostalgia of it, of remembering playing it like the way it was.
Yeah, what's the Blue Point game I'm thinking about? Shadow of the Colossus, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus was one that like came out and people were like, "Oh, this needed a remake because the controls for the original one were shit." Well, isn't that just like part of experiencing the game? Like part of the experience is the controls. Get used to them. Like suck it up and get used to them.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people just say shit, and the reason it feels like that is because that was literally the creator's intention. Because you're this small ass fucking dude going against these giants, like you're supposed to feel fucking flimsy while you're climbing it.
Yeah.
While it's all moving and shit. Like people.
That's just
if any game that requires you to like learn or do anything now. People just start complaining. Like Doom Eternal had its second DLC release recently, and people are bitching about how hard that DLC is. Like, yeah, fucking DLC for first person shooters have always been hard like that. Because they require you to like be good at the game and to learn most of the game and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just like part of it's like if they were like remaster like, well, like they did. It's like if they remaster like Dark Souls, or even like when Blue Point, like this is why Blue Point's good. But like if someone was to remaster like Demon Souls, and then like they change the hitbox, or they make it so that like it's more Bloodborne-esque, because like Bloodborne sold so good, so now we need to make Dark Souls. When we remaster Dark Souls, we need to make it so that you dodge more or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, that's not Dark Souls anymore.
That's my one gripe with the Demon Souls remake. Is it has omnidirectional rolling, that you can roll anywhere and everywhere that you want.
Mm-hmm.
In the original Demon Souls, you can only roll forward, backwards, or left and right, not like
diagonally.
Upright. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you take that away, it like takes away the character of that game, and that's like the whole point of playing that game. And I get like the whole trying to modernize the controls, but that wasn't the intent of when the game was first developed. So and you don't know if that's from a technological standpoint or because the creators actually wanted it to be that way, Like when Blue Point made the remaster, maybe they went to FromSoft and they said, "Hey, we're going to put this roll in. Was your intent was it to be directional, or were you just limited by technology?" And maybe they said, "No, we wanted it to be like the way that they ended up making it. The Blue Point did it at the end of the day, so that's why they did it." Because there are definitely limitations, and that you can see that drastically with graphics, of course. But maybe it was controls as well, or animations or something. So
yeah. Maybe Blue Point is like finally finishing the original creators' main picture of what they wanted for the game,
Yeah.
Their true vision for the game.
There was also, around that time, I think they were thinking about putting an easy mode in the game also. I'm happy they didn't, because...
Oh, they better not.
Like, yeah, I understand not a lot of people can, like, sit down and learn the mechanics of a game or whatever, or more that they don't have the patience to do it, but like that's what video games are like. Like they're about learning how to play the fucking game.
Yeah, not just like walking you through everything. Yeah,
Like, if you want something where you're just passively going through the game, that's what movies and TV is for.
Or like other games that do that, if you want to.
Yeah, there's walking simulators also. Like,
yeah, it's just funny because like I just think that it's just a point that like people look past because they're just being like selfish because they didn't like it when it came out. Like it's like if they remastered like the Prince of Persia remake that came out in like 2009 or something like that or whatever 2008. Or I shouldn't say the remake, but that the Prince of Persia reimagining that came out in 2008, or like
there you go.
Even if they were to like remaster, like they re-released, or was it a remaster of Borderlands? But could you imagine if they were like remastered or did a remake for either one of those games and they didn't make them cel shaded? Like that was literally the art style of the game. Like how can you just say, well, we didn't really want to do that because people complained that it wasn't visually good to look at? Oh. It's like making like Okami and saying, or remaking Okami and saying like, yeah, we didn't do the cel shading because like people weren't like a fan of that art style. Well then, why the fuck you playing Okami then? Like,
and I'm one of those people that couldn't get into like the Borderlands art style, but if they got rid of that, like that is one big thing that like makes Borderlands Borderlands. Mm-hmm. If you take that away, it's not Borderlands anymore.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not at all.
That's like the scary thing about remakes. But we'll see what I mean. I'm actually looking forward to this Prince of Persia remake. If it's not a reimagining, but we'll have to see where it goes.
Hopefully, we'll see it sometime this year.
Hopefully,
yeah. I thought it was supposed to be released last year, but I guess they keep pushing it back.
Oh, well, I'd rather them push it back and make it right than put it out and it be broken.
Yeah, but...
Oh, it's still going to be broken.
I don't want them I don't want them to push it back to appeal to people and change up things about it.
That is true, too.
Because I feel like that's, like, the biggest... Like, that's just a big thing in, like, society nowadays. It's just, like, oh, how everybody feels and everybody's feelings and everyone needs to be... We need to treat everybody equally and we need to take everyone's everyone's opinion needs to be taken into consideration. Like, fact check, you're never going to be able to take everybody's opinion like and everybody be happy. It's never going to happen. Never.
We don't live in a utopia. We will never live in a utopia.
Yeah. So stop trying to do that.
All right. Well, speaking of utopias, well, not really. Final topic for tonight, and this one is gonna make Snickle rant. So let's get it going. This is a rumor. It has not been confirmed yet by Sony. Sony shutting down PS3, Vita, and PSP store, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. Let's just say I'm happy I buy physical, but still, when it comes to, like, what was it? Ultimate Editions, right? Me and you were talking about, Waves?
Yeah.
Ultimate Editions and DLC. And we don't know if you'll still be able to download your games if that shuts down that you already bought. Because if you can't, then it just proves right there that digital games don't mean shit.
Yeah, so one thing about this, which, I mean... It'll be good to get clarification when the official announcement comes out, but I'm hoping that there isn't going to be an official announcement. But it has to start with, they're saying that essentially these games aren't going to be, you're not going to be able to purchase them on the store. So then the question gets into, well, if you can't purchase them, or like you guys said, are you still going to be able to download them? Because that like proves that there's like a huge flaw in buying digital games, because if Sony just wants to at any point shut a store down, they're literally just going to take your money and run, and they don't care what game you bought. So it just pisses me off because and it was going to happen on this generation because this was the first generation of really like getting into online, right? Like being connected 24/7. So like,
yeah,
it was destined to happen with this generation, but like, I don't understand why. My biggest confusion is why like the stores aren't like incorporated together. Like, I don't understand why there's a PlayStation Store difference between the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Like, why don't they just have one big store? Like, why is there multiple stores? And like, I don't remember when it was waves, but like a few months back, they took out they like removed the PlayStation 3 from the store altogether. Like, all content, like, you couldn't find PlayStation 3 games or PlayStation 3 content on the PlayStation Store, like on the browser.
Yeah, it's whenever the PS5 came out.
Yeah, it blows my mind how that's just like, it's segmented. Like, the store is segmented between consoles. Like, what? And they can literally just shut it down whenever they want to. I just think it's ridiculous. And like, I'm if this is a true, like, if this is something that's going to happen, which I think it is because there's a lot of big outlets talking about it. It's kind of weird how like it literally got leaked in one day and then like the floodgates are just open now.
Yeah.
But it just goes into like, well, the first phase is shutting the store down. What's the next phase going to be? They're going to discontinue PSN from the console. And then that just goes into like, they're segmenting the PlayStation Network between consoles and they can just shut it down. Like, I don't understand why everything just isn't on like one big server or in one big store, and why everything's segmented out between everything. I don't know. And this was like going into like what I was getting into earlier, where like Sony, I just feel like they're so like, they look at situations and they just act like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Sorry, guys. Like, it's almost like they're sitting here, like, and again, we haven't heard anything from them, so we don't know. But like, the vibe I get is like, they're sitting here and they're just like, well, PlayStation 3's had the PlayStation Store for 15 years. Nothing we can do about it. We got to take it out back and shoot it. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, there's no sort of like,
it's Old Yeller.
There's no sort of like, well, we're going to integrate like the stores into one big store. Like, why is that not a thing? Why?
I'm just like so afraid about this because like, I mean, obviously, like, the three of us still play a good amount of PS3 games. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I have, like, so many PS3 games I want to play. Like, I still want to play through Nier, and I want to play through Lollipop Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. And then I just think about, like, Bayonetta. If they shut down everything, if you don't have that patch for Bayonetta downloaded, and, like, frankly, to be honest, I don't think anyone's going to be playing on Bayonetta on the PS3 right now, but if you don't have that patch downloaded for the Bayonetta on the PS3, you're not going to be able to play that game.
I just don't.
And then there's like, what's up?
No, go ahead.
It's just thinking about that. Like, also because a lot of early PS3 games were third party were such ass on the PS3. Mm-hmm. Because all they would do was just port over the Xbox 360 version without really caring about fixing it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And like, then you go into the whole like, okay, so you can still download your games or you can still like buy them physical, and now you can't. Now it's like now you can't buy the DLC or whatever.
I think
and stuff like that.
I think that if this is a true statement, because again, this isn't something that's been confirmed by Sony, but again, there's been a lot of big outlets talking about it. That I don't know who like made this decision, or like I feel like this is an idea that someone threw up as like a Hail Mary, and then everyone was just like, yeah, great idea. Like, I don't know who the hell is making these decisions, and I'm not saying that like there's a ton of people playing the PS3, but like, I don't understand why there isn't any sort of integration, like server wise or anything wise, between even like the stores. That's why I think like the PlayStation Network on the PlayStation 3 will never shut down, because it's integrated with PlayStation Network. So if they want to shut the PlayStation 3 PlayStation Network down, like they would have to shut the whole thing down. But
there's the whole PlayStation Now thing also.
Yeah, there's that as well. But this like, you would have thought the same thing with the store. I would have thought the same thing with the store until the PS5 came out, when they basically butched everything PS3 wise off the store. You could still access the store on the PS3, but you couldn't see anything on the PS3 on the PS Store for the PS4, PS5, or the new PlayStation Store. But yeah, then you get into the whole PlayStation Now thing, right? I mean, so if you cut PSN from the PS3, does that mean PlayStation Now is just not a thing anymore? Because
Right.
Or do you change PlayStation Now where you could download PlayStation 3 games? Well, if you do that, you would have to download them from somewhere. Where are they being stored at? Because you don't have the PlayStation Store anymore for the PS3. So where, like, it just, like, there's so many questions that come up in my head, like, when this comes out. And again, one of the big things is, will the content still be accessible?
Right. Like,
to me, oh, sorry.
Well, my idea was with this, what they could do, and it goes to now, put every game that's on the store now, and put it on PlayStation Now. That gives incentive to buy now, but make it able where I can download it to the console, instead of streaming it. But like Snickle said, where is it going to be stored? And before the stream, me and Waves were talking about this, and this right before you joined the call, Snickle, was... Remember when I went to GameStop this week and I asked them if they had a PlayStation 3 Super Slim, and they told me they're not getting any PlayStation 3 stuff anymore? Wade's kind of put this together. It's like, it's kind of weird how all the pieces are adding up right now. The GameStop's not getting PS3 stuff at all, or even from the warehouse, and you can't tell me they don't have it. You know, there's like, they're not being sold no more.
Yeah, we talked about it the other night. There's no way that... I mean, yeah, your demand may not be high for it, but there's got to be people that are selling these things.
Exactly. And Waves kind of put it like 2 to 2 together here right before the stream. Or stream podcast. So, I don't know, man.
I just don't get why Sony would want to literally cut one of their product. Like, I don't get that, man. Like, shouldn't Sony be, like, proud of the PS3? Like... to me, like, that's like the PS3 is something where, like, it started out like shit, but then at the end of the day, it ended up pushing past the 360. Like,
I was going to say, I feel like Sony doesn't care about their legacy.
No,
like, you look at Microsoft, and like we give Microsoft a lot of shit, but like you look at Microsoft and how they're trying to make first Xbox games compatible with the Series X, how they're trying to make Xbox 360 games compatible with the Series X, and that you can still get achievements on it too. The same thing with Xbox One games, and then even even like your purchases that you did on your 360 are compatible with your Xbox Series X right now. And then with there's a whole smart delivery thing where it's so much easier to like upgrade from the previous gen version to the next gen version on your Xbox Series X. You look at Sony and it's like they're just trying to burn the past away. Well, it's like not the PS4, and it's like, dude, the fact the PS5 does not in any way, shape, or form have PS1 and PS2 emulation. Those games have been emulated for so long now. Like, sure, some of them have like issues with emulation, but even the PS3 had games that you could buy on the store for PS2 and PS1 games.
Yep.
The 4 had had PS2 games, but it was like a very limited roster of them. The fact that you just couldn't bring over your PS2 bought games from the 3 over to the 4 also is baffling to me. And the fact they put no R&D or whatever into making PS3 games backwards compatible with the PS5 of all things.
Right.
It's almost like they try to like segment each like console to be like its own generation, which like I get, because you want people to buy the newest generation of console. You don't want them to buy old hardware, but like at the same time, at some point the PS4 is going to get discontinued. they're going to stop making it. All you're going to have is a PS5. You can still make profit off of selling PS4 games, unless the big thing is going to be like remastering. Now we're just going to remaster it for the PS5. But the other thing about Xbox Waves, like, I agree with like everything. They try to make everything like interconnected. They don't try to like, oh, you know, you can't, you're still playing on an Xbox One. That's fine. You know, when you upgrade, you'll be able to transfer everything. Where it's like, it doesn't feel that way for Sony, unless it's like limited things that they want to control. But like, even with like Xbox, when it comes to simple things as like servers for games still being up, like simple things like that are still like, they're still working over there. Like an example that I'm thinking of right now is like Midnight Club Los Angeles, right? So that game was run by I think that was a GameSpy game.
Yeah.
All that shit went down. That the servers went down. When they made Midnight Club LA backwards compatible on the Xbox One, the servers for the Xbox went back up. So why were they shut down? Like, why can't Sony do something like that? And I get that they're a business and like they need to look at cost benefit to everything, but like I'm pretty sure there would be a way to have like one server that you're running like dozens of games on, because you're expecting that only a handful of people are playing it a day. That wouldn't require any like a minimal amount of maintenance. It baffles me. It baffles me too how like, and I think like this just goes to like the PSN ID thing. Like they try to act like there's nothing we could do. We couldn't do anything about it. Like, and then it's like they remind me Sony reminds me so much of Apple, where they're just like, sorry, we can't do it. And then when they finally come out with something, when Apple finally puts something in their phone that Android has been doing for 5 years, they act like they have just created the next best thing since sliced bread. Like, God, look at this. We have wireless charging now. Cool. Shit's been around for like 10 years. Like, it's not anything special.
Mm-hmm. Like, we might give Microsoft and Xbox a lot of shit, but at least I'll give Microsoft the benefit of, I may not agree with their tactics and how they're buying like developers and all this, but it seems like at least they're trying to like make gaming a one thing community where everybody could be one, you know?
Yeah. And like, I'm not saying the PlayStation Store needs to stay up forever, but like you would think if you have a PlayStation Store, it's one store. This just goes to show that it's not one store. They clearly have a store for the PS3, and they clearly have a store for apparently the PS4 and PS5 right now, but we don't even know that. Maybe it's just for the PS5, or maybe they're integrated together and they're two separate stores built into one. I don't know how it works, but like it just goes to show how easily they can segment and move one away and then shut everything down when they want to. Like, and I'm not saying these stores have to stay open they don't need to stay open forever, but like the PS3's only been out for like, what is it, like 15 years or something like that? It literally was just discontinued in where was it? The PS3 was discontinued from several regions in 2015 and 2016, and it was formally discontinued in May of 2017. So the console was only discontinued like 4 years ago. And we're just going to shut the store down. Okay.
Just makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't like you.
Yeah, I'm just glad I buy all my shit physical, especially with the PS3. But I can see physical games for the PS3 going up now.
Oh, they already have started to. But like the thing that scares me is like, it's not buying the DLC. I'll go buy all the DLC that I need to buy. It's the fact of like, after the fact, am I still going to be able to download the DLC that I buy? Because then I'm going to essentially have to preload every fucking game onto my console with the DLC to make sure that I have it.
Right.
And with the updates.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that buying this is, if that happens, this will go to show anybody right now and in the future that buying digital doesn't mean shit. And it just goes to prove my point of why I hate digital in the first place, that they can literally turn that shit off in 2 seconds and take all of your stuff away if you don't have it downloaded.
Exactly.
That's why I've never been a fan of buying digital. That's why I hate when they do digital sales. I hate all that. I hate buying games digitally for that. Not like I was worried about it ever happening, but like it's just, to me, it's like when you buy it digitally, you're not buying like a physical copy of the game. So like if you want to sell it, or if you want to, not saying like you ever would want to like sell your games, but like let's say one day you want to sell your collection of games. No one's going to buy your games digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like you said, like
or if you get banned.
Yeah. if you switch accounts, if you do any of that, you don't own you own your games on those accounts, but like if it wasn't for like being able to have multiple accounts signed up, multiple consoles, you wouldn't be able to play them.
Right.
So we'll have to wait until an official announcement, but
yeah. Well, this is why if I like buy a game digitally, I try to get that game done before my physical game, kind of.
Yeah.
Unless it's like very brand new.
I'm seriously gonna have to go down, like, I'm gonna have to go down to my basement soon and just like literally look through my games and write down the ones that I need to look at DLC for. Because you wanna know something that's funny?
What?
Before they updated the store when the PS5 came out, back when we had, the option of a wish list, I had all the DLCs that I wanted to buy in a wish list. But that went out the window when they deleted the wish list. So I guess grab my ears and fuck my butt, Sony. It's just... Dude, I just still can't wrap my brain around it. Like, I just can't wrap my brain around it. And, like... Again, like, PSN's still going to be up, so clearly we can still play games. But, like... You're not going to be able to buy DLCs? Like, jeez, man. Not going to be able to buy DLCs. Not going to be able to buy anything digital. Any digital PS3 game that you ever wanted to play, gone. Gone. Just completely gone. COD Classic, get it out of here. You don't need that.
Yeah, I was talking to Brian about that before. That's like, just think of all the games. Like, Sony had so many PS3 exclusive games on the PSN store.
Yeah.
Just think of all those that are just now gonna be gone.
Yeah, that I didn't even think about that before. Like, any game that was like digital only, like, see ya.
Like Puppeteer, if you didn't have it, gone.
God, that's crazy to think about. I'd have to go through my list and look, but like, just digital only games that are just like toast now. Like, you're not gonna be able to buy them ever.
And say if they do shut down the store, okay, don't give us 2 months. Give us a fucking year.
Dude, don't even shut it down. Like,
right. Well, I'm just saying, if they do shut it down, give us a year. You shouldn't
even have to shut it down. That's like Steam coming out with like an update for Steam, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make Steam 2, but Steam 1, yeah, we're just gonna throw that in the trash. Anything you got there, trash. We don't need it."
The good thing about Steam, at least, is that they have a clause or whatever in their shit where if for some reason that company ever goes under, or if Steam, the marketplace, just closes for some reason, you'll still be able to download your games.
Yeah, I mean, that's another good point too. Like, so now all of these companies that have games on the PlayStation Store aren't going to be making revenue from them on the PS3. Granted, it's probably not a lot, but it's still revenue. Like,
right. Money is money.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this had to have been something that should have been seen, because when's the last time we saw a PS3 sale on the PlayStation Store? I mean, shit.
Like January of last year.
When you sign on the PlayStation 3 store, I mean, they're still doing the Sonic thing or whatever. Like, it's been that way for like 2 years.
Right.
It's just like, I can't say I didn't see it coming, but it's still like hard to believe, because I just can't believe that the infrastructure behind it doesn't have all of the stores integrated. Like, that blows my mind. Like, how the hell are they not integrated?
I just can't believe that they're shutting it down so soon also, because like they sent that email out where they were like, oh, if you want to buy PS3 games and stuff like that, you have to buy them off your console and stuff like that. right when they were about to take off the PS3 from the store. Like, if you guys were gonna shut it down like so soon after that announcement, then like why would you tell us how to buy the games?
Well, that was just damn. Now that you think about it, that was just step one of them segmenting it. Like the stores were probably combined. Like they probably had the PS3 and PS4 on the same store. Because if you think about it, when the PS4 came out, they updated the PS3 store to match the PS4 store, and now the PS4 store. I don't know. I haven't been on the PS4 store in a while. It's still the same store, isn't it? It doesn't look like the PS5 one, does it?
They got rid of the shitty like search function, but yeah. Like the shitty old like PS3 search function.
Yeah, where you had to like search like letter by letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like they don't like visually look the same, do they?
No, they don't.
See, like how are they the same store then? Because like the PS3 still looks like the like I don't know, man. Like how are they not integrated? Like what the how?
I'm sure the Vita, PSP, PS3, PS4 stores were all together before. Because they had to be, or else how would you have bought like all those games together on like the PlayStation Store on the browser?
Yeah, how would they all show up?
Yeah, they just took away the ability to buy PS3, Vita, and PSP games off the store, on the browser store at least.
Yeah.
So they're still interconnected in some way, or else I feel like you would have to make like a new user every time a new console came out. But
I don't understand why they're just not staying all together. Like, does it really matter if the content like is on the store? Like, what the hell does it matter if you're still selling PS3 content on the store with PS5?
They should be making like that shit backwards compatible on the PS5.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's probably why they're getting rid of it, because they're like, well, hey guys, none of it's backwards compatible, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I swear they have the worst ideas sometimes. Like,
because you can still buy PS4 games like on your PS5.
Yeah, and then you can download them because they're backwards compatible, or the PS5 or can download PS4 game. Yeah,
it's like the fact the PS5 can't just emulate like the PS2 games that I bought on the PS3 back then, or like the PS1 games that I bought on the PS3 back then. It's so fucking dumb. Like my brain can't wrap around it.
Yeah, or even like emulate like PS3 games that they've bought. Like,
yeah, if anyone can make emulation for the PS3 fucking work, it would be fucking Sony, since they made the goddamn thing.
It's their damn console. Like, what? Yeah, this shit is... it's just so hard for me to, like, to just think about, because it seems like the biggest slap in the face, like, honestly. Because, like you said, Waves, earlier, it's almost like they're trying to, like, wipe away their legacy. Like, shouldn't you be happy? Shouldn't you be glad of, like, games that were released on the PS3 and the PS3 generation as a whole? Like... So now you're basically just trying to say, yeah, whatever. We don't really care about that. We're gonna shut this shit down. It's over. Like, this shit's crazy.
It's a dumb move.
Oh, it's really dumb. And like I said, I don't know the resources that go into if they were to keep that content on the store and they were to have one big store. I don't know how much space that would take up. I don't know what kind of infrastructure or what kind of maintenance they would have to do for that. But I couldn't imagine it's much more than what they're doing now.
Right.
But maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is a storage issue. Shit, I'll buy the... Let me buy him some hard drives. I'll send them to him.
Buy him some terabytes.
Yeah, let me buy him some terabytes. I'll send them to him. Like...
I don't know. Oh...
They just the big stupid. Like, they really pissed me off with things. I mean, not like I was ever going to change my name, but, like, the whole name change thing just, like, I could never wrap my brain around that one, because I'm like, dude, I can go onto Steam and change my name to anything I want to. I can be Snickle. I can be Waves. I can be Barack Obama. I can be anybody I want to be. I can change my name to anything. Like, Waves and I can have the same name. Like, it doesn't matter. But then Sony's like, nah, whatever your name was when you made the account, that's what you got. Sorry. Well, we don't know how to do anything about that. which I think ties into the way that their infrastructure works for stuff. But
yeah, Sony probably made like PSN with fucking rocks or something.
They had to have.
That rock game from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Where you...
Hell no. That shit definitely running on potatoes. Like 100% that shit running on potatoes. People use the PS3. Well, who used the PS3 to make a supercomputer and fucking Sony's out here made the PS3. They said, yeah, the store's running on potatoes though. I swear, man, they don't think sometimes. They don't. It's either they don't think or they don't care. Like it's got to be one of the two, or both,
or a mixture of both.
Yeah. Like I get it. I totally get it. If you just shut it down, you have no maintenance. But like, if barely anyone's using it, what's the point of keeping it up? But it's the fact of like, people are still using it. Like, you can still make money off the PlayStation Store to just have content sitting there. Just never put an update out. And you know, I thought about this when I was talking about it in my trophy talk. So we're just gonna throw the PlayStation Store out on the PlayStation 3. But wasn't there just an update for the console like a few months ago?
I think so.
So you're still updating the console, but we just want to throw it in the trash and not remember it? Like what?
Yeah, they gotta make sure you can't pirate their games that they're gonna make unavailable.
Yeah, don't pirate the games that you're not gonna be able to buy anymore. But like, if anything, they're gonna be more pirated. So, congratulations, Sony, you played yourself. But we'll have to wait to see what comes out of this in the upcoming weeks, because again, this hasn't been officially announced. I read the thing, or I was reading things that it's supposed to be officially announced at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If that's true, I don't know. I'm fucking
next
pissed.
End of the month is next week, so
yeah, it's next week. I'm fucking pissed. Sony's they're the big dumb. If this is something that's true, I'm about to tweet at them every single day and tell them they're stupid. I'm going to set shit up on my Twitter to tweet something out every day at like 8 p.m. and say, Sony, you are stupid. We'll see how fast I get banned.
I give it a week.
That's when Snickle will turn sober to Xbox or whatever.
I was just about to say, hey, yo, Microsoft, remember the deal. $1 million each for a month. For the rest of our lives. Wait, was it a month or a year? It might have been a year.
A year.
You know what? $1 million a month for each of us sounds good too. Rest of our lives.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll never have to work again. You know how many achievement points we're going to be collecting?
Hell yeah. I'll collect achievements full time if you do that.
If we do that, we're going for Gears of War. What was it? Seriously 3.0 for 3?
Yeah. I mean, I've already done stupid games on the PlayStation, so you know.
Might as well do it right off the bat on the Xbox.
Yup. Shit, I mean, all their games are still up, so we can still play them.
Hell yeah.
Damn, aren't we supposed to be a Sony podcast? Damn, what the fuck we doing?
I mean,
well, they pissed us off today.
Sony have been doing some dumb shit recently, you know.
Nah, I don't want to say we're like specifically Sony, but we do play on PlayStation.
We're a gaming podcast, but we mainly play, yeah.
Yeah, they really been doing some dumb shit though. Like, who's running shit over there, man?
I have a theory of why it's going to shit right now, but
why? Because they got a magic 8-ball running that.
No, because of who took over Sean Layden's job.
Yeah,
I miss Sean Layden so much.
That man got a hamster running around in his brain right now.
It's Jim Ryan. Like, he's the same guy who said, like, who wants to play old games? I saw Gran Turismo 1 and 2 right next to like the new ones, and it's like, I looked at him, I was like, what? Who wants to play those games? Like, dude, you're in charge of the company, really?
Yeah, that's
talking
like
shit on like Gran Turismo.
That's like a perfect example of not caring about like legacy at all.
Right.
Like, if anything, they should like update the store and have it like a legacy store where you can only buy like certain games. You know what I mean? Like, if you're worried about like storage, then trim the fat. Don't get rid of every fucking thing that is on there. Like, that's ridiculous. But I mean, if you do have a man running the company that's saying shit like that, I'm not agreeing with it, but I can see why it's going the direction it's going.
Miss Sean Layden. He cared about the legacy of Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how these like CEOs or whatever get in those positions where like, how the hell are you a CEO of a company and you don't even care about the company?
Because they just want the paycheck.
Yeah, well, you get like most CEOs get like voted into those positions by like boards. And I get,
yeah, that's true.
and I get that they're a business. Like, don't get me wrong, I get that they're a business. But how the hell do you vote someone into a position like that and keep them there when their mindset is like anything negative against your company?
I don't know. The whole like thing when Sean Layden left was so weird too.
Wait, what happened?
Because I don't know. They didn't announce it or anything. He just left one day.
Yeah. He's on sabbatical right now.
Yeah, that is kind
like
of weird.
Sony PlayStation like didn't announce it or anything. He just left one day, and then Jim Ryan was in charge.
Yeah, that shit is kind of weird. I don't get how you can be like a CEO or that high up in a company and just like talk shit. I mean, that's like being like, I'm the CEO of Coca-Cola. Like, this shit really bad for you, but like it tastes good. Like, how can you talk bad about your company at all? Like, you're supposed to be representing your company.
It's like you're the Coca-Cola CEO and you got rid of Coca-Cola Classic. And you only sell Coke Zero now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's fucking old. Who wants that?
Yeah, that shit's old, man. It's got too many calories and too much sugar in it. Like, that's old. That's old news. Like, hell no, bro. We want the old Coke that had actual Coke in it. Like, bring that back. Like, we want some backwards compatibility happening right now. Shit. I'll drink Coke every day. Let me chill.
Hey, well, if you think about it, Snickle, I could sell you on Xbox right now. You get 1,000 achievement points on the first Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I would. That is a good point.
Man, you're gonna make Snickle leave PlayStation.
Shoot, he might just with that one. Nah, I'm gonna do Steam achievements now.
Yeah, just open up the fucking console commands and pop every trophy.
Hell yeah, auto pop everything. It's almost like I don't even need to play the game.
They got Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles HD on here as well.
Nah, you know what? Y'all fucking around. I'm going over to the iPhone Game Center. Catch me over there.
Man, catch me on the Google Play Store achievements.
I'm just gonna go buy an Xbox.
Yo, catch me on the Epic Game Store.
I don't think they even have achievements.
Fuck. Well, catch me over there.
Catch me on the GOG.com achievements.
Damn, I could watch ABC News and get achievements for watching the news.
Yo, you can get achievements for watching Netflix. That shit's crazy. Yo, what if one of the achievements you had to have like the Xbox like camera plugged in and it was called like Netflix and chill? Yo, that shit like recorded. They said, "Yo, man, pipe down after he watched Harry Potter."
Catch me.
Secrets.
Yeah, pipe down
He
after
went to her chamber.
Man got into the chamber of secrets.
Catch me on the soccer field winning those FIFA achievements.
Hell yeah. Hell
oh my god,
yeah.
I could be invaded brain again.
I could probably be Snickle. Probably not.
Alright, guys. Starting here, we're now the Rogue Hunters before Xbox.
We're changing the color to green.
No, chill. Yo, you can't give it up that easy. We need this fucking bag from Microsoft first. Hey,
oh, yeah.
Yo,
right,
that was
Microsoft,
Microsoft, that was our early April Fool's joke. We still need the bag before it's an official announcement. You know what I'm saying? Even though April...
and you need to send me a free Xbox.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Send all of us free Xbox.
We gonna need free Xbox. Any game we want free. I'm gonna need anything like that, and we need the paycheck and 100% achievement hunting. You got my word.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted an achievement that only pops for me in every single game.
Yeah, facts. Me too.
I want you to do the same thing that you all did for Stallion, or whatever the hell his name was. The first guy that got 1 million gamer score. I want a gold Xbox Live for life thing.
Damn, that guy's probably living it up with that.
Shit.
Yeah, he get the first Xbox One when it came out, and he gave him a gold Xbox Live Game Pass for life.
Yo, I mean, it's fine, man. Microsoft bagged up, so...
But you know what? They actually did something for somebody doing achievements for them.
Yeah, what did Sony do? They took away the reward system so you can't get your free PSN cards. They said, chill. They said, we don't feel like limiting these easy-ass trophy trash games, but we gonna take your rewards away for doing them.
You're like, whoa, Radalika. Keep making your games, but we're losing money here, so let's take this away.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea, huh?
They said,
we got easy-ass achievement games.
They said, yeah, they said, shit, Radalika making us fat money right now, but we losing money because we're paying people out for these platinums. We gotta chill. Yo, I'm gonna keep saying it. I can't stop saying it. Wave said it 1,000,000 times. I can't wrap my brain around this shit. And I really hope that this is a sick April Fool's joke, but if this shit actually happens, like, someone has to do something about this.
Man, I bought a fucking PS3 game like a few months ago. Like,
yeah. I would be the spokesperson, but I don't got enough reach. Like, I can't.
Well, time to make that reach, Nicole. You'll be fighting for this for forever.
I'm a fight for our freedom. I'm a fight for our PS3 store freedom. You got my word. Till the end of time. I'm gonna be here for us. Trust me.
That means I can't get like 12 stacks on my easy PS3 trophies now.
I want to go back to those days.
They don't even have Mayo.
Dude, I want to go back to those days. Why? Like, the PS3 trophy hunting era was so much fun and so good, and like part of it was because like trophy hunting was a new thing, but like they didn't have all these easy, like, dirt easy games. Like, when you saw someone's list and they had Terminator Salvation, you were like, damn, they really played a game for a trophy. Like, I miss those days. Man, I really miss those days. Now it's like, now you got these people that like stack 7 Radalika games and they call themselves a trophy hunter. Like,
please.
You ain't no trophy hunter. You're a waste of air.
Damn.
That was harsh. I'm sorry. I didn't really. No, matter of fact,
Snickles.
I told
Snickles
you.
Angry.
Yo, Savage
Snickles
Boom.
angry.
I'm a chill. I mean, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but like, god damn, those were the good old days.
It really was.
They sure were.
Well, catch us in the next Boomer podcast.
Catch us on the next Boomer Cast trophy.
The Boomer Trophy.
Back in my day,
the Boomer Trophy cast.
You actually had to play a game to get a platinum.
That's what it sounds like, man. Back in my day, we had to walk over 5 hills to get the platinum trophy. Now y'all can just roll down the one hill and get it in 5 seconds.
Back in 2012, I had to play bullshit multiplayer all the time.
Back in 2012, I had to play the game on the hardest difficulty. Now that's a DLC trophy for you guys. Back in 2008, I had to collect all the manuals in Far Cry 2. Now you just have to beat the game on normal.
Well, Sniggle did the manuals in 2020, but still.
Well, That just goes to show that I'm fighting for the PS3 in the modern day.
Hell yeah.
I'm here.
You'll always will be.
Hell yeah. I'll fight for the PS3. That shit deserves it. Not to just get buried back in the fucking corner like Sony wants it to be.
Me too. That's why I'm going to go play my PS5.
I'm going to go jump out the window.
I'm going to go sleep.
Sleep does sound good right now. Sleep do be sounding good right now. I'm not going to lie.
It be really does, good. Actually.
All right, but for real, y'all can catch us next week.
Oh, yeah. Please give us a like.
Hold on. Before you go, Brian, you can catch them next week. I'm out for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's going to go get something done to him.
Yeah, you know how it'll be.
He's getting his Botox surgery.
Huh?
Yeah. He's going to go buy an Xbox.
What do you think? I'm fucking gay or something?
Oh.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
For buying an Xbox?
Nah, for getting Botox.
Oh.
No, not Xbox. No, what you mean? I'm trying to get sponsored by Microsoft, bro. I'm not. I would never talk trash on such a phenomenal company.
I would never talk trash on Microsoft.
Come on, Uncle Phil. You can do it.
He said Microsoft. I'm dead. That's such a phenomenal company. Microsoft has the best games ever.
I really appreciate that they let me use my Xbox One controller on my Series X.
Yes, that they are so thoughtful. What does that say? I am not reading off of a script right now. I really enjoy their product.
And don't forget to get Game Pass with all the Bethesda games that are now on there.
The Xbox Series 360. Wait, is that the new one, guys? I think that was a typo. What's the new one?
I really enjoy that they bought a third-party developer that used to make games for everything.
The Xbox Series X, looks like a phenomenal console and not a refrigerator. Sorry. That was I wasn't reading a script that wasn't all the way over there, so
I like how the Xbox Series X has a bunch of holes on the top for no reason.
Yes.
Oh, that's so you could put your vape in there.
Wait, I have an answer for that one. It has the holes for ventilation.
I like how the ventilation shafts on the back is covered by the component.
The Xbox Series X has full backwards compatibility with all previous XBOX consoles. Did you guys know that?
No.
Now you can put your Xbox 360 sneaking disc into your Series X and enjoy it with all its sneaky fun.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit. That's why I was trying to let these two do whatever the hell they want.
Well,
it's too late.
I know.
That is it for
I'm just leaving it be.
Podcast.
Uncle Phil, pay us a milk, please.
That is it for this podcast. Please buy an Xbox Series X.
This video was not paid advertisement. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your
grandmother.
Shit, I think that was a typo. Grandpappy.
There it is.
Nah, but for real. Thank you guys for all the support recently. We had like a shit ton of subs come in the past few days, and it's been phenomenal. And we still doing our 100 sub challenge to do Killzone Shadowfall on the PlayStation and 4. So, get us there so we can suffer.
Please make us suffer.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, I'll see y'all in 3 weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Gotta take a piss, dude.
Yeah, I really gotta I gotta let the main vein drain, bro. That shit gotta go.